people be talking about who the best MC is, and I drop that Mace thing in there, you know what I'm saying? And everybody like, nigga, what? And then, you know what I'm saying, it turns so sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like sometimes the world needs a villain, you know what I mean? And I gotta be the villain to bring all the people together.
The anti-hero. I talk about me being the anti-hero. You're the anti-hero.
It's kind of like Batman. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you
the vigilante.
Absolutely. Being the villain about making those ridiculous statements about mint condition. That's what you thought. That's what you were doing.
But I do think that mint condition does not get, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because they weren't as, you know what I'm saying, man. I mean, I feel like that you have to have a certain level of like musical, because I feel like Tony made music for people who parents smoked in front of them when they was kids. Like,
all right, we done with him already.
You fire him. He's fired. Nick.
You want to start off on a terrible note. You want to get the start off as horribly as you could with the worst thing possible tonight, and you succeeded in doing it. You are the first person that had a worse take 37 seconds into the show. No one will have a worse opinion than you tonight.
Hold on. I just need you to repeat that statement slowly and hear yourself saying it.
No, we don't want to do that no more. We don't been called enough.
We don't get him to understand the lunacy.
You got some people in here already. They already hurt and disturbed. We gonna all need counseling from that nonsense he just said. But 2020 made slow wine an anniversary. Boy, don't you ever in your life disparage Tony.
See this. I'm just saying.
We gonna leave it at that. We ain't doing music. I'm just telling you.
That's cool. It's cool. I'm just saying.
I don't understand why everyone keeps dissing Hey Little Walter, because I liked Hey Little Walter.
Who don't?
Somebody came on my post talking about he don't recognize any Walter other than Walter Payton.
No. Anyway,
right.
We done with we ain't even do that tonight. I don't know. He be having some very weird musical takes. He got a odd obsession with Ray J that I don't understand.
Who, by all means, did push old girl in the pool?
He did not. He did the Heisman.
She deserved it. She absolutely deserved it.
And it's all about point of view.
She's lucky she only got pushed in the pool.
I'm certain.
This the thing though, because what happened was, so first of all,
are y'all talking about reality TV?
Yes.
Which I don't watch.
Oh, I cannot allow it.
For the record, I don't watch it, and I don't know nothing about Ray J.
Like somebody posted the video. This is more than about Ray J. This is about, you know what I'm saying, black men getting a bad rap.
See, this going wrong already. Let me throw a hard left. let me throw a hard left.
Wait. Okay. To break that ice, can I just say something that's kind of funny as hell? So do you know I'm actually related to Brandy and Ray J?
Really?
I kid, dead serious.
How so?
I kid you not.
And you out here not supporting your cousin?
I don't know them. Like, I'd love to show up to the family picnic. Like, hey, cousin. No. We are related. Like, our grandparents were related. So Brandy is actually from Macomb, Mississippi, where my grandmother is from. So our grandmothers were cousins.
Stu said you got to be from Decatur. I don't know why. Why is she from Decatur, Stu?
Who said that?
From? Stu, my man, Stu Noble said.
I am born and raised in Chicago on the south side.
On the south suburbs, the south side.
I'm from 95th and Ashland, sir. Right off 95th and Ashland.
I'm from the suburbs, so I ain't hating. I'm from the burbs.
Basically Evergreen Park. Always
Beverly. I'm born and raised in Beverly, sir. Yeah. Born and raised in Beverly. Thank you.
You saw in Beverly, G? You ain't honoring Beverly as the real Chicago? That was what happened?
That's too close. That's too close to Evergreen Park. You basically like 2 blocks away from Evergreen Park, G.
I'm literally 6 blocks away from what used to be Evergreen Plaza.
Evergreen Park ain't the city? That's the suburb?
Yeah. Once you cross Western, you're not in Chicago anymore.
That's officially the suburbs?
Yes, different cops, different everything. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm not that well versed on whether the boundaries on the south side lies.
I used to live right on.
Look at 2 suburban Negroes trying to check me on my cityhood. Look at y'all. And first of all, again, you're from Naperville, sir.
No, I live in Naperville, but don't get it twisted. I'm from Inglewood, G. 61st and Lomas, all day, every day.
I'm from Broadview.
And see, so not only is he from the suburbs, but he's from a west suburb.
Right.
No, I'm from Inglewood. I went from Roseland to Inglewood.
Okay. So all right, because we don't know each other at all. Let's do a 3-question quick get to know you. All right, what high school?
You know what? Hold on, Natalya, because they know us. They don't know.
They don't know me. They don't know me.
They know me and
they don't know.
I got the T-shirt. I'm an OG.
My man, I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean,
HBCU made, sir. HBCU made.
Nah. Huh? So before we get started, we're gonna ask a couple questions just about you, since the people don't know who you are. So let me go ahead and introduce the pod real quick, because I ain't even intro the pod. I see we got a few people in here. Got my man Jerome, Stu. Who you got up in here? J Law, Monica. What's up, Monica? How you feel, baby? Tiffany up in here. We got a few people. Andre, Tammy. We got Aisha up in here. What up, good people? What up? So you already know what time it is. This is Part of My Ugly, the place for any type of conversation that you want to have, no matter how bogus, no matter how passionate, how emotional, how controversial. We talk about all that up in here, and we do it respectfully, but we definitely be all about getting your shit off. And tonight we got a couple rookies to the pod. So if you don't know who I am your boy G Net, your host. And tonight we got my boy Leslie. I went to school with him. What's going on with you, baby? How you feel?
I'm good, man.
Chilling.
Holla. L's holla. That's your boy. Thuggiest cat in Naperville. You know what I'm saying?
You the who?
Thuggiest cat in Naperville.
Did you say thuggiest?
Yeah.
Thug.
You lose all thug credibility the moment you move to Naperville.
Yeah, there's no thug about Naperville.
I'm bringing the GDs to Naperville.
The only thing ugh in Naperville is Uggs, motherfucker.
Like please. The white girls wear Uggs. That's
right.
it.
You got a grand piano in your motherfucking living room. Talk about he's a thug in Naperville. He is not going. Anyway, then we have the lovely first time here, Miss Natalya. How you feeling, love?
I am wonderful. Thank you. I feel like it's I'm always here for the smoke, always. But I like let me say this. I talked a lot of shit all day, right? So I feel like I have a high expectation to live up to. But it's 8:00. So 8:00 me is not 1:00 me.
So you're saying you've toned it down some before you got on the show?
It's almost my bedtime.
You ain't copping please already. Are you copping please already? Joey, you tell hey people, it's how she copping please. This part of my we ain't no copping no please. Because you listen, we can already get it cracking. As a matter of fact, since you are new to the show and also new to Part of My Ugly, for those watching on YouTube who don't know, we also broadcast live in the Part of My Ugly Facebook group. And within that group, a lot of nonsense goes down. And Miss Natalya is new to that group. And she so happened to come in amongst a gender war, I guess you would call it.
Oh my God.
And I guess it was the women calling men broke and I don't really think the men was calling women ugly, but there was a conversation in regards to calling men broke, calling women ugly, which you had a question about, or you want understanding and some clarity. You can go ahead and let me know what you was looking for there.
I don't know. I just don't get it. I have these reoccurring questions, right? Because when I posted my intro post that a lot of people laughed at, I guess that wasn't normal. But for me, in prior groups, it is normal to introduce yourself.
Right.
So I was not joking. For like the first 3 weeks, I was literally like, what the hell is happening here? Like, what the hell is this? I wasn't joking. And I was genuinely asking. And when I made that post, I was waiting, like I was scared. Like I was like, oh my God, they're about to clown me. I was just like, black man, what are y'all so angry about? Like, what are y'all so angry about? And I think that is my umbrella, specifically the black men. And then y'all came back so nice. I like pressed send and I was like, oh God, what the fuck did I do? What the hell did I do? And then y'all were like, hi, how are you? It's so good. Don't worry about us.
You had a warm intro.
I did.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank y'all for behaving and giving her a warm intro. Yes. I appreciate that y'all making us look good.
That was before
you saw the nonsense.
That was before how we knew how she really act.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how she acts yet. I haven't seen her say that much.
Nah, she always be coming for folks.
Well, I feel like, and I could be wrong.
I do not lie.
I feel like that she's on the side of the majority of the women in there where she feel like the men be wilding, but I could be wrong.
I'm fair. I will say this. I'm fair. Okay. I think I'm fair. I do. I will say that.
I think you lean toward feminism. That's all good though.
One, be very clear. Fuck feminism, right?
Oh, I like
because
that.
feminism was not for black women. And you know, it's funny.
You a womanist.
I'm a womanist. Thank you. Who just said that, Leslie?
That was me.
Look at you getting some cool. Okay. I'm proud of you. I'm a womanist. I'm pro-Black woman, even though every damn person in this group, let me say man, wants to question my membership to the Black
That was
Club.
one dude. That was not every Black man. That was one dude. He stay wild. And don't put that on all of us. Nah, you're not gonna do that. Nah, we ain't going. We ain't going. So what was your issue with the broke thing? You had an issue with the men, or you had an issue with the women, or the conversation as a whole?
I just think it's cheap. I just think, and I'm sorry, ladies, you know, I am definitely team Black woman. I am. I just think they're both cheap shots, right? I think they're both, you know, I appreciate the dudes who hit back and say something intelligent and something brand new and something like that makes me go, damn, that was funny. That was original. That was funny. Right? Broke in the cheap shots.
So do you think calling a man broke and calling women ugly are on par with one another?
They're literally synonymous. They're synonymous.
Leslie, you agree with that as well?
But they're both invalid too.
Yeah,
right?
I agree because I think we hit each other where it matters the most, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I think in a society where men are expected to be providers, you know what I'm saying? We don't expect financial stuff from women. So women don't care about being called broke. You know what I'm saying? Not for real. Not unless they got real money. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when you attack a woman's, you know, her money maker, and this is just me being, you know, not saying how I feel, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how she get her the equalizer for women is their attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? So when you start, you know what I'm saying, questioning that, it's a whole different thing. And again, you call me ugly, that's fine. If I got money, I'm still cashing out.
Because you a man.
But here's the fallacy in that, though. Here's the fallacy. And here's, you know, if we're going to say there's an equalizer, here's the unequalizer. Is that beauty is subjective, right? Beauty's subjective. I can measure your money. You can subjectively measure my beauty, right? Because I'm a big girl. I'm 5'9", flat-footed, right? If a nigga don't like tall,
you got post game. You got post game. You can turn over the left shoulder. I'm saying you got post game. You 5'9", used to hoop.
I got a basketball court in my backyard. Let's roll. I'll break your ankles. Let's go.
Let's relax.
I'll break them ankles. Don't play with me.
Well, go ahead.
So see, you done made me forget. Don't.
No,
you were saying
I told you all I'm in my 40s. I'll be having senior moments.
It's okay. I remember you were saying that money is subjective. Oh no, money you can measure how much someone makes, whatever, but looks are subjective. So, but I push back on that because I feel like you don't actually know how much money someone makes unless you probably know them intimately. So you don't really know. You can't tell by how they dress. It's like a lot of people may dress down and have a lot of money. A lot of people who dress fly don't have money. So I feel like it's actually like you can estimate. You disagree? You think you can tell how much money someone's making if you don't know them?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you do that?
Absolutely.
Regale me with your tales of woe.
I can tell within 30 seconds of talking to a dude whether or not he truly has money.
Okay,
30 seconds to a minute of talking to a dude.
Further, let's define what has money means.
Right. Because I need more clarity.
So that was going to be my second point. That was actually, that's where I do side with the men. Like, what does having money, what is truly being broke, right? I mean, there is a subjective aspect to being broke because there is what I think is broke versus what you think is broke. So I'll give y'all that. I'll give y'all that one. That one.
That what we get.
That's it. But that's it.
That's all I'm giving. Also push back though, because I feel like I don't think beauty is as subjective. I feel like there's a universal standard of attractiveness, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because there are folks that, like, you know, somebody's attracted to everybody, but I think in general, there's a level of attractiveness.
You lying? You can't.
What the hell was
that? Oh, my bad. and then depending on the person, like, you know, how far you go up the scale. It's like, because like there are some folks that I don't think anybody, you know what I'm saying, will be like, they are like, you know, some people just unattractive. And then you got some people like, you put them in the room, it's like, oh, okay, most people like, she cute. You might, so like the Tia Mari thing, right? Tia Mari. You know how y'all be talking about how my boo ain't sexy. Like universally, I don't think anybody will say that she's unattractive. Now, to some cats she fine, some cats she's not sexy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But generally, like she's an attractive woman. So I don't think that attractiveness is as subjective. You know what I'm saying? As much as I think there's just some folks like, you know what? Nice looking shit.
So you said right because there's levels obviously, but you said whether someone is attractive or not isn't that subjective. But there's some people who right in the middle. Well, it can kind of go either way. But my whole point was this: listen, I don't even want to go too deep into this. I just wanted when we were having that conversation, all I wanted the women to understand was that calling a man broke is basically the same as a man calling a woman ugly. Like, let's think about it. If you call a man broke, probably the next thing coming out his mouth is insulting looks. Like that's probably gonna be his first response. Right. Oh, you broke ass nigga, oh, you bum ass, whatever. Like we already know that's how that go. So I was saying like women shouldn't feel so comfortable. And the problem was that they weren't saying it to men in general. They were saying PMU men, which they were addressing the men in the actual group and saying that we are broke. So I responded it once in a way that I shouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, Joe, like, even though I ain't broke, I think that shit bogus because I am of the opinion that if the energy was returned and men were in the group saying PMU women are unattractive, they're this, they're that, I think the group would blow the fuck up. Like the women would go bananas. Even other men would attack that man if he was saying,
because it just wouldn't be true.
It happened. It happened because remember, old boy Sean Breeze said something about why y'all so pressed about all these ugly women in here. He said something like that, and it went up.
I don't remember, but I can believe
it. Antagonizer number one.
Yeah,
so he got attacked basically.
Yeah.
Did men say something to him too?
Yeah, because I definitely responded because it's definitely some bangers in the group, so I couldn't let that ride.
No, see that's the difference. When a man say something bogus, women come at his head, and you'll get some men coming at his head. When a woman say something bogus, the women in the group go quiet in the motherfucker. But I think that's in society in general, because I don't want to make this podcast about the group. I don't want to get too deep in the group. But in general, I just think we just let women slide with a lot of shit. And as a man, it's expected that we kind of just take that L, maintain our masculinity, and just kind of like ignore that woman, even though she might be being bogus or disrespectful or out of pocket. We supposed to be like, all right, sweetheart, and walk it off. It's always expected that we as the men take the high road and let y'all get y'all shit off, which is why I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong from a woman's perspective, this is why I think women feel so comfortable calling men broke and not expecting any type of return fire.
Right. No. That's what happened with Princess.
Can I speak as a woman to that? Hold on. The woman is going to and divide and have some voice in here, okay? I think women, and again, as a Black woman, I do not believe for speaking for all Black women, we're not a monolith. And I hate that term because that's played too, but we are not all the same. We don't all have the same perspective. But in my experience, I believe it is a statement said out of hurt and disappointment in Black men, because you all do refuse to protect us. You all do. Let's be clear. Listen, that's a whole nother topic. We won't go there. But listen, hold on. Let me finish. Black women are beautiful. Like, I have looked at the Black women in PMU. I can't find an ugly woman in PMU. They're all beautiful. They're beautiful. They're intelligent. They're powerful. You can say what you want to say, but there's one for whatever your taste is. If you like tall women, they're there. If you like big women, they're there. If you like little women, they're there.
Sauce it though.
I'm not. Listen, because you all know it's true. Because you all dig it Black. Hold on, let me finish.
There's not one unattractive woman.
That's what she said. She said there was she couldn't.
Well, let me preface this. I have not seen every single damn woman in the group. Okay, but the ones who are the regulars, the ones who are the most vocal, the most present, the most seen, are beautiful. I haven't seen an ugly one yet. They're beautiful, ladies. Y'all are beautiful. Don't let these little nappy-headed men tell you differently. But anyway, but listen. But here's my point. Black women are the standard of beauty, right? Like, we set the standard for beauty. So when you all call us regular, you all called us all this other stuff. we're your women. We're meant for you, and y'all play us, and you all dig at us and hurt us more than anybody on the earth. So when we say you're broke, it's from a place of hurt. If you ask me, it's from a place of pain, right? It's the way to give you the dig back because you all give it to us so much. So get your shit together, black men.
I feel like that's selective.
Oh, don't say that. I'm already tired of selective outrage.
No, because here's the thing. Like, if for a person who is insecure, being in PMU or just in general, they constantly taking shots. So if you want to talk about height, if I'm insecure about my height, I can't engage in nothing because we constantly being drafted being short. I'm talking about penis size. Oh my God, like if you're not 10 inches, don't you know what I'm saying? Like it's all kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like when and I think this goes back to what Lance was saying, right? I think that we are conditioned as men to accept whatever is thrown at us and to rise above it, to take it on the chin, and then anytime we respond, you know what I'm saying, then it goes up. But if you just sit back and watch, dude, like you gotta have thick skin to engage because everything about manhood is constantly being dragged. Nigga, your woman gotta work. You ain't no real man. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You can't last 2 hours. You ain't no real man. I ain't going out with no man if I could look him in the eye. You know, it's like it's all kind of. I mean, it's all kind of. I mean,
from personal pain.
Somebody grab me a tissue, damn it.
For the record, my husband is shorter than me, much shorter than me. So
look at you. Get one for the short nigga. There you go. Get one for the short guys, Joe. You know what I mean? You got you a beautiful sister. There you go, Leslie. One for the short guy. And I'm sure your wife beautiful too. Leslie represent for the short beard. But he makes a point.
And I hear you. And your point makes sense to me. I want to give you that. Your point does. I do agree with you. And your point does make sense to me. It does.
Well, let me address what you said. And it's not that I disagree, but is that justification for such?
Pain is pain, baby. And hurt people hurt people.
So
and
I'm asking you, so does that excuse the behavior? Are you explaining it to me or are you justifying it?
No, neither. Well, I'm explaining, not justifying. But it just is what it is.
Because I'm not a person who necessarily will give a person a pass because of their emotional state for the most part. So what I mean by that is just because you're feeling something emotionally doesn't mean that now you get to be disrespectful or misbehave or act inappropriate and be like, oh, I was feeling away. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, people feel away all the time. That does now not mean that you get a pass. It's to do whatever you want to do. And then when you act up or disrespect somebody or whatever, or do something bogus, you get to come behind and then be like, oh, I was hurt or I was in pain. That don't make what you did okay. So when you say to me that men being broke comes from women being hurt, I won't disagree with you at all. I won't disregard your experiences because I'm not a woman. But what I will say, that don't make it okay. That don't make it cool for me that because you being hurt, that now you out here just lashing out at random black men.
But let me tell you what's also not cool. Let me tell you what's also not cool. And this was my other point. Don't dish what you can't take. Because there are a lot of men in here who constantly dish and hide behind this, oh, we just joking. Oh, we just joking. And then the minute we come back, y'all be like, you look up your pictures. How come ain't no full body pictures of you? So don't dish what you can't take, especially with me. Don't dish it if you can't take it, because y'all cannot take it. So the minute you all spend 40 posts, black women this, black women that. Here's this black woman TikTok.
They gonna love her.
Broke men.
She the new savior.
On the real, they gonna love her.
We gonna have to get her out of here real quick.
She ain't talking about shit, but it's in the same.
No, I am talking. See, that's what I mean, y'all. Look, prime examples. You all dish it, and this is in life to me with black men.
Okay, I'm listening.
Men period. But let's be clear, I only care about black men. I do.
So you racist?
And my personal expectation for black men is so high. Y'all are divine. You all have a divine calling. but you all are operating down here. Like y'all don't see it. You all don't see the low energy.
So you down on the brothers too then?
No, I love y'all. No, everything I say is out of love. I
didn't say you didn't love us. I said you're down on us. That don't mean you don't love
I expect better of you. That's not
down on us because you don't think we're living up to your expectations.
Right. You basically saying that we're not living up to the vibrational level that we should.
I think you all need. I think, but I understand. But I understand it, and I'm sympathetic to it. I think you all need healing. I think you all need to heal.
Let me just ask you this. How do you feel about Black women?
I love Black women. But I think we have been afforded the opportunity to develop a womanhood and a kinship that has allowed us to deal with our trauma and has allowed us to support each other. You all also live under man laws.
Let's stay with Black women right now. Let's stay with how your feelings on Black women.
I love Black women. I love Black women. I think Black women are the most beautiful creatures on the face of the earth.
Do you notice the distinct difference in how you describe Black women and how you describe Black men?
No, I don't. Because I told you all, I think Black men have a divine calling. You skipped over that. I think you all are divinely created. I think Black men are meant to rule the world.
Did I skip over it? Because I just
did.
All I did is ask.
You did, but you skipped over what I said about Black men. So look at you. Look at you.
I didn't skip over anything. All I simply said was, do you notice a difference in how you describe Black men and how you describe Black women? I didn't point out anything you actually said.
Hold on.
Because I feel like your description of Black women,
I didn't point out
that there was no room for accountability. No room for accountability or no room for critique of the state of Black women in the country as well.
So
there's no accountability for Black women. Is
that
what you're telling me?
No,
is that what you're telling me?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Because don't. There's no. Don't make the edge. I'm trying to bring the fun me and not the nerd me in here. Please don't
bring the nerd. Come on, sip the Bacardi.
You're trying to tell me in this world there is no accountability for Black women.
No. I said your description of Black women lacked accountability and nuance.
Okay.
That's all I said.
Tell me how. I'm willing to listen.
Somebody pointed out that I didn't let you finish describing Black women. So
she did. She described them. Then she went straight back into Black men, and then I told her to go back to Black women.
Takia, that's true. She did.
So if you have more in your description of Black women before we respond, please do.
So tell me where you think. See, now they saying that we not letting her talk.
Thank you, ladies.
So Queen Sister, I want you to give a full description of the state of Black women.
We're hurt by y'all. We're hurt by you all. We're let down by you all. You all are. We want you all to be our kings. Understand what we want you all to be. We want you all to step up to the plate. It's like we see it and y'all don't. We need y'all to get your shit together. Mm-hmm. And there is accountability for us. Don't think that I don't think that Black women aren't accountable, because there is accountability on our end, right? However, see, I need to stop drinking already. Okay. However, you all, if you want us to submit, don't laugh. If you want us to submit, if you want to lead us, if you want us to follow, y'all got to do your part. And you're not. Y'all are not. I'm sorry.
See, and this.
And let me say, I'm saying that very generally, because there are Black men who do.
Well, first of all,
and I want to be clear about this. I don't come from a hurt place with Black men. Okay. I grew up with a father. Me and my dad are, at this point, now that I'm grown, best friends, right? I only have brothers. I have two brothers. I'm the middle child of two brothers, two wonderful Black men. I come from a block where everybody on the block had a Black. They ran our block. The dads protected our block. They loved us, So I don't come from a hurt place with Black men. I don't. I love you all. I truly think it's fine. Y'all just got to kind of get your shit together.
So
I'm sorry. That's the truth.
No. You're entitled to your opinion. No, I'm not begrudging you your opinion. I don't date men, so I can't tell you that your experience with men aren't what they are. But I can tell you what I've been hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hear is when you talk about Black women, it's vast majority, all positive. You said Black women got to be accountable or whatever, and then you just went on to the next subject. You didn't really say it. Let me just finish.
Okay, absolutely.
When you describe Black men, the exact opposite tone. The whole description is about what we need to do better and how we letting down our Black women. And that's why I asked you, did you notice the description? Your description of Black men, the tone is overall negative. Yes, you said you love Black men. I heard you. I didn't skip past it. But I'm saying your overall, the overarching tone of your description of Black men is negative, and the description of Black women is overwhelmingly positive, which is what we tend to, and that's why he asked you about accountability, because you can quickly probably ramble off 4 or 5 different things that Black men need to do better. But then when it comes to your sisters, you don't seem to notice any of the things y'all need to do better. It's just you come out, they beautiful and they're great and they're strong.
To me,
Black man been letting us down, and so it sounds.
Can I say this though?
One-sided.
Can I tell you why though? Because I can't tell you what your issue with Black women is. I can't tell you a Black man's perspective of Black women. I can only tell you mine. I'm a Black woman. So if you have issues, please tell me. I can't speak for you. I'm saying what I'm saying is we are not without fault. But I don't know what that fault is unless you tell me.
You don't have any clue?
You want me to go by what PMU
No. Let me ask you, what do you think? And we're talking about as a whole, not individual.
I can tell you what I think.
What do you think?
I can tell you what I think.
What do you think the top issues Black women have in regards to how their interpersonal relationship with Black men?
The one that's reoccurring in PMU is this.
Not PMU.
You're in general.
Okay.
In the world.
I don't want PMU opinion. I want her opinion.
The one I hear repetitively in this social media world, is that better? Is this weird relationship with Black women in independence. And verbally saying we need, we're independent, we don't need a man. That's one. That's one that triggers y'all.
I'm not sure if I understand what you're saying. Explain it to me again.
So you all, from what I hear from Black men is, you all want to be independent. You all want this independence. And there is some weird relationship with Black men. And I don't know it. So to be honest, I don't really understand it. Like us wanting to be independent is frowned upon by you all. Come on now. I'll pull up the posts. I'll
okay.
Pull up the posts.
So you are describing what you believe.
I don't know. I can't speak for you all. Here's the thing. I can't speak for you all.
I want to know what your perspective is. If you sitting in the room with your sisters, you know what I'm saying, and you like, sis, you got to get your stuff together. Like, what are some of the things that you see that women need from a woman's perspective?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So understand, I was an educator. I was a school administrator for 20 years. So, okay, now thank you for framing the question that way.
Okay.
Thank you. So if I were talking to younger girls, I say, one, we do got to quit having kids out of wedlock. We do got to quit dating bum ass niggas and having kids out of wedlock. We do.
Back to bum ass niggas. Always, Joe. She couldn't
make a statement.
No, listen.
You all post that. That's from you all. Don't shove that on me.
You ask a woman about woman issues, they will never stick to women. They will always bring.
No. Listen, stop. Isn't that your issue with Sierra and Future? Isn't that your issue?
Who issue? I don't have an issue with Sierra.
When I say y'all, men, isn't this the big general debate about Sierra? Like, she had a baby with a bum ass, trick ass nigga, Future, and now she's married to a good. Come on, y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to be real. If we gonna sit here and discuss, y'all gotta be real.
So no, go ahead, Lance. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is what I feel like. The whole Russell and Sierra thing, to me, is a bunch of forced narratives around these people. So yes, there is a faction of men who I'm not sure if the word is like take issue, but was like, honestly, I don't know. I know there was a whole thing where she left, she wasn't with Future, then she went to Russell, and they were kind of holding it against her, but I don't really understand it because I never voiced that idea that it was bogus for her to go from Russell to whatever. Now, the conversations I've been a part of is when they called Russell a lame, so on and so forth. I've been a part of that conversation. I personally feel like women weaponize Russell Wilson against men to make it seem like he's the type of man or the type of husband that all men should be like. And whenever Russell gets criticized, they wrap the criticism back around to his loving his wife. So for instance, if people say Russell Wilson, if a man say Russell Wilson is a lame is a description of your personality. The first thing out of women's mouth, well, if loving your wife is lame, then I want a lame man. Like, but it ain't got nothing to do with why people call him lame. If being successful is lame.
So explain that to me. Why are you all calling him a lame then? Why? Why is he called? Because I don't understand why he's called a lame.
Let me say this. It's a lame. Is it lame? Just like corny is a description of your personality. It has nothing to do with your character or how successful you are or whether you love your wife. There's nothing to do with it. Women call dudes corny and lame all the time. I just think it's funny how y'all forget what it means when it comes to a man that y'all like. So y'all know it just lame and corny just mean a dude who ain't up with the times. That's all it means.
Like, I call men corny that I've had a conversation with. And based on that conversation, I've called him corny. Why are you all calling Russell Wilson corny? You've never had a conversation with the man.
Hold on. I feel like your personality and character do not go hand in hand. Personality and character are not the same thing at all. Go ahead, Leslie.
I feel like it's two sides to this conversation, right? So I don't. So from the woman's perspective, I think that part of the problem why Sierra gets so much heat is because I think that I think internally don't think that people can change, right? And I think that once we lock somebody into a certain type of framework, it's almost impossible to get them out. So for instance, you know what I'm saying, the type of person who would like a Future can't be the same person, the type of person that likes a Russell Wilson, because they two different type of dudes. And so we have to assume that one of the situations ain't real. And I feel like it's almost like the crowd it's kind of like when the chick in the neighborhood that used to be a runner, you know what I'm saying, stops running and like want to be celibate. We keep trying to pull them back to like, but remember, 2 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that part of it is like we won't allow people to grow. Sierra to escape the narrative that we created because she dated Future. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think that's just Sierra. I think we do that to people in general. We don't allow anybody
I think you do that to women in general.
No, we do it to men. People will bring
I'll give you that. You're right. I retract that statement.
It's what people do to celebrities. In fact, they do it to celebrities, but they do it to people, period. You see a celebrity did something that said something 10 years ago, you want to hold them responsible for it now. A person was a certain way in high school, you want to act that way now. So that's basically what he's saying. So it's like, I get it. People do like to hold people in a box. I personally don't see nothing wrong.
If a man can not be a prophet in his own land, right?
Yeah, I mean, if a woman was dating a certain type of man and picking that type of man was not going her way, and she chose another type of man, why would I begrudge her that?
Yeah. And even with the like the lame corny thing, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's all of our perception of what like lame and corny is, right? And I think the thing is like we can't even,
that's my point.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, like prior to Sierra, right? Russell Wilson had this, this white wife. He used to wear the Hawaiian shirts. He used to wear the New Balance before New Balance.
Lame and corny.
Right. Came back in style, right? So we are
hold on. Because you're talking to somebody whose daddy had a white wife. Stop it. That does not make it corny.
We can't act like there isn't an element to race in this, and the fact that like how we assess, like successful black men who date, outside of their race. So he already had that, right? You know what I'm saying? So that whether it's right or wrong, that's already a knock. And as a black man, like he doesn't exude what we decide cool is, right? Again, so he dresses weird, you know what I'm saying? He not blowing his money on You know what I'm saying? Again, right? And I'm gonna throw this in there.
His money on hoes.
I don't like the idea. I'll be honest. I do not like the narrative that we call men corny because they are not street. That is bullshit.
It's not even about. It's not even about.
Nobody's judging the man on whether he's street or not.
It's not even about street. I think it's more so about like.
I personally think black men are triggered by Russell's and I don't know shit. I don't know anything about.
Not triggered. That's my thing. We're not triggered by.
I don't know. I think the issue with Sierra is misdirected. I think Sierra gets the. No, come on, man.
I love Sierra.
Listen,
come on, man. Come on, man. She wore that dress. And men, not women, men went insane. And lost their damn
a lot of
lives.
women had something to say about that too, and
it is very similar to me. If you watch, do you want to watch Snowfall? Do you watch Snowfall? It is very similar to the scene where I can't remember his name. Oh, boy comes back from Africa, and he's sitting in the hood. He's sitting in his original hood. He's sitting in the PJs with his girl, and the drug dealer dudes are over there, bench pressing or doing whatever, and they start going in on his woman in front of him. Right. That is truly to me synonymous with the Russell Wilson Sierra thing. We're going to bring up your girl's past because we're intimidated by you.
Oh my God.
Come on now.
Please
Come on.
No. Y'all always want to make dudes insecure and intimidated. Like, where do y'all get this
Hit
from?
Dogs holler. Hit dogs holler. That's all I'm going to say. Hit dogs holler.
Y'all say this because like this would make y'all feel good to think.
No,
like it make y'all feel good.
No,
y'all hold on. Let me say something.
It doesn't make me feel good to think
black
that way.
Men. So y'all think black men are intimidated
first of all,
by Russell Wilson?
First of all, don't say y'all with me because I only represent my opinion.
Okay, you think black men are intimidated by Russell? And what about Russell Wilson?
I do.
Persona.
I do.
I'm asking you, what about his public persona? Do you think intimidates black men?
I think he got the woman that you all, to some degree, say if he got her, there's some connection to his woman. Like he got how this lame get this woman, how he get her, And so Sierra has her own money. Sierra has her own money.
I really want to be on your side.
On the real.
But I can't. Because
you're intimidated by Russell Wilson.
Because you're a man.
Let me say this. As
and so let me play this. I don't know anything about Russell Wilson outside of Sierra. I don't know nothing about football. I don't watch Russell Wilson in football. I don't know nothing about Russell Wilson.
You do know that most black men loved him as a quarterback. Like people.
No, I don't even know that much. I do not know that much. I do not know. Then why are you all so triggered by his marriage? Why?
We don't care.
Y'all are.
No, we not. We're not.
So she wore that dress, and there was just no.
I think y'all like to blend. I think that women like to blend together issues and try to combine them into one issue, when it's not the case. The issue with the dress, I don't necessarily think it was about Russ and Sierra. A lot of men said that they wouldn't like a married woman wearing that type of dress. That is their individual moral compass. And I know a lot of women who say they would not dress like that if they were married. I don't think that's a Russ and Sierra thing, because if another popular black married woman would have done that, I think it would have been the same opinions. Now, everybody was like, oh, all these other women were wearing it too. Yeah, but those are white women, and black culture don't care about white women.
And they wasn't posing with their husbands in the pictures either. Like all the other examples I saw. You know what I'm saying?
Beyonce don't come out on stage in a full blown.
But here's the thing.
I don't want to come out
unitard. Right, so we
can move up. I just want to say this because I think that part of the thing is that like as celebrity goes, Sierra is not in the upper echelon of like.
She's not a Beyonce or a Rihanna. She's
right. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's almost a mischaracterization to say that like, dudes, dudes are upset because Russ got the woman, because like nobody was really checking for Sierra in the like when Jay-Z married Beyonce, I was hating. I'm like, how the hell this Joe Camel looking nigga get, you know what I'm saying?
We all wondered. We all wondered that.
Let's be honest about Sierra, Leslie. She's a very good looking woman.
Sierra is definitely attractive.
Typically, Sierra was not named. When dudes was naming their favorite chicks, Sierra was not coming up.
Yeah.
Sierra, that's not to say she ain't good looking. That'd be a lie. That is a very attractive woman. But I'm just telling, she was not black men's favorite woman to name. When we started naming our chicks, Sierra was not toward the top of the list at all. Nobody gave a fuck that Russell got Sierra. Nobody.
Right. I was actually happy because from a faith standpoint, I appreciated that this outwardly Christian dude, you know what I'm saying, like, got this woman and was treating her, and this black woman and treating her like. So I actually always been, you know what I'm saying. So I don't got no Russ, you know what I'm saying.
I think there's an issue in the black culture with marriage. And black women feel like black men don't want to get married, or they have an issue with black men not loving their woman out loud or in public. So when they see a black man loving their woman out loud and in public and doing the mushy shit that he likes to do, then they like to prop him up in front of us, like, look at dude, as if he is the man or the husband we should be like. And then when we be like, get this cornball out of here, y'all be like, why he trigger y'all? No. Why y'all?
Because when we give you an example of a black man respecting the independence of a black woman,
you don't get to choose who we look up to, and you're trying to put this man in front of us as somebody that we should look up to. You don't get to choose that for us. Why don't y'all just pick the woman that y'all like and let us choose who we like? But that's why you get the pushback, because y'all keep telling us this the man y'all should be like. It's just like when your wife got a friend and I always be talking about her husband, and y'all ought to be more like Bill. Y'all ought to act like Bill. Nobody want to hear that shit.
And Bill be at home beating on his wife. Well, y'all don't even know.
Nobody want to hear that shit. So when women be like, y'all need to act like Russell, and then we be like, he a corn. Why y'all triggered by Russell? Are we triggered by Russell? Or he y'all fucking hero, and y'all mad because we won't accept him as y'all hero? That's what I really think it is. Y'all want us to think about him like y'all do. And because we don't, y'all say we triggered. We don't be, listen, that's how y'all always prop him up. Because anytime it's an insult, anytime I say he's a corn, the first thing y'all bring up is he loves his wife. And if that's corny, then I want a corny man. That ain't got nothing to do with
but you can't, but you can't backpedal, and you can't be a hypocrite. So on one hand, you can't say, we have to stop saying that black men who aren't hood, who aren't street, are cornballs. But at the same time, that's what you're saying.
No,
that's what you're saying. He loves his wife. He allows her artistic expression. He allows her, her independence. Right?
That's two separate things, though. He can be corny and love his wife at the same time.
With being corny. I literally said him loving his wife has nothing to do with him being corny.
That's my point. That's what I just said.
So how am I contradicting myself?
Because you said that not being street, like we have to stop judging black men by whether they're street or not. We have to stop judging them.
Right. I said that people been saying.
But then on the other hand,
call men corny when they're not street.
There's a lot of
saying, or you've been saying.
That's the prevailing thing in society that we call men corny. Because who else got called? Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan got called corny. So when people defend them, they say what they typically do when you defend when those two celebrities get defended. They say those are successful black men, and that's one defense of them being corny. Which how much money you make and your level of success has nothing to do with it. And then with Russell, they'll say he loves his wife, but that has nothing to do with corny either. Again, and I want to move on to it, but my point is it's a personality. Now, if y'all, it's a personality.
But you keep saying it's a personality.
It's how he
what
walks,
personality makes how he walks, nigga? When he don't pimp, he not out here walking.
Because there's a lot of examples of black men who aren't corny.
Give me concrete examples. Give me concrete examples of Russell Wilson being corny.
Nobody will call Denzel corny, but he doesn't act like a thug either. He's a classy, intelligent man. And right, you know what I'm saying? So nobody was Russell Wilson isn't confident. Nobody would ever call him corny. You know what I'm saying?
So don't tell me about Denzel. As you say, don't tell me about black women, tell me about black men. Tell me what concretely makes Russell Wilson corny.
I'll answer it for you. I just said It's his person. I'll be honest with you. The reason he get called
what about his personality?
Because
and teach me, because I don't know his personality.
His public persona very early on was that he acts like a white boy, and typically in Black culture, when you talk white, when you act white, you get called corny. That has been since forever.
So when you're educated, you're an educated Black man,
stop. See what you just did? No one said anything about his education. You added that in there.
Change your
it
name
had
to Gas.
nothing to do with what I said.
I
didn't say. Now, if you assume that when I call somebody act like a white boy, I'm saying he's educated, that's on you. I did not add that.
Okay. Then let's break it down. Then define acting like a white boy. Define acting like a white boy.
How he talks, his slang, the way he carries himself, his tones. We all know that Black people in general, it's a stereotype. We talk about stereotypes in general. We all know what talking white is, acting white is. Like when I say this, people want to act like they don't know what it is. All of a sudden, they'll explain what acting white is. We all know what the stereotypical acting white is. Now, us sports fans who saw this man in college give interviews with New Mexico State and other schools he played for, saw how he acted, saw how he talked, saw the women he dated, and it was a consensus. No one cared. He played football. Men don't care about a football player's personal life, but we notice it. So when women be like propping him up, most Black men are not going to relate to that personality type. And most Black men be like, dude, that ain't the type of dude. I'm not like him. And he lame and corny. It's regular dudes who make regular money, 50, 60, 70,000 that act like him. You know what they get called? Lame and corny. That's just how it goes. This is Black culture. I don't know why people are trying to act like this is brand new. Some shit we just invented out the air. We went to high school. All of us know
that don't make it right. That don't make it right. That don't make it right.
It was right.
Stop.
I never said it was right.
I hear you. I hear your explanation. I hear your explanation. But let's not act like there aren't white boys. I mean, there aren't Black boys who grew up in white neighborhoods. There aren't Black boys who are the two Black boys in an all-white school. Hell, that was my reality, right? I was one of maybe 12 Black girls in an all-white school, right? That is a reality. Like, don't make me sit here and put my white girl voice on, right? My brothers, y'all would probably say my brothers were corny, right? But they're very Black, right? Maybe you would say they're corny.
Do they wear Air Monarchs?
Do they wear what?
Air Monarchs.
Then the barbecue
what the fuck is that?
That's what I'm saying. Them the green shoes.
All I'm telling you is about.
So my point is, what we as Black folks don't do, is allow a spectrum. Listen. Is allow a spectrum of Black, right? There's this one definition of Black, and because Russell Wilson, I assume is articulate, right? Maybe doesn't speak in Black vernacular. Maybe he grew up having piano lessons. I don't know. Maybe he grew up playing ice hockey. I don't know, right? But he does. He definitely not from Inglewood, right? He's not from Inglewood. He's not from Morgan Park. He's not from, I don't know. He's not from the Wild Hunnets, right? So we say he doesn't have this swag. And because of lacking the swag, he then doesn't deserve Sierra because Sierra has dated Future.
Look how you just added that. Nobody said that but you.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Neither one of us said that.
This is straw man at his best.
Yes. Who said that besides you?
When I say that, I'm talking about the general narrative. Let me clarify that. I'm not talking about you two in particular, or Sierra is somehow held accountable.
Let's get off this Russ and Sierra stuff.
What's next on the list?
Yeah, let's get off this Russ and Sierra stuff, because honestly, like I said, we could be entitled to their opinion, but I promise you, men don't give a shit about Russell Wilson.
That's false. And I'm gonna stop, and then we're gonna end the opinion with me saying that is false. Men do care, and men care a whole hell of a lot more than women do.
Okay.
The end.
Okay.
The end.
Hey, you got it. You got the last word. No problem. You the rookie, the lady on the show. You got the last word. It's all yours, baby. Hey, we're gonna move on to another subject, and it got something to do with dating, so it's really related to this. It is something that who was that suggested we talk about this? I think it was Harry Ego or something like that. I think his name is in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Can
said.
I just say one statement real quick to him because he made a direct comment that I just need to address. It'll take me 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Because he wanted to know, could we address? I don't have my phone. Let me how our grandmothers, what our grandmothers used to teach us, what our Black grandmothers used to teach us, and fuck it, my Ukrainian grandmother too. What our grandmothers used to teach women.
Hey, stand with the Ukraine, sis.
No joke. No, that's serious. My family is literally in Ukraine. I've lost plenty of family members in this war. Real talk. I've lost plenty of family members. But I'm not like, do you understand that our grandmothers used to teach us to like have our own money, to be independent? Our grandmothers used to tell us to always skim a little off the top and put it in a hidden account so that. I mean, that is what our grandmothers taught us. Black women, I need y'all to chime in. Did your grandmother?
But spin game is mean.
That's real talk.
I'll tell you, she is a strong man.
Spin game is mean.
That's what's up, though. But here's the thing.
Brianna did not tell me how talented a orator you are. Like your spin game is remarkable, Joe.
But here's the thing, though. She don't even realize that she is making a point against what she's trying, because if you think, because part of it is when you talk like Black men got issues and yada yada yada, what you are basically just telling us right now is that some of the issues that Black women have in relationships with Black men stems from generational trauma that our grandmamas passed down. You know what I'm saying? So we sitting here standing on what grandmama told us, and then wondering why we can't break away from that narrative. You know what I'm saying? So because basically what your grandmama told you is you can't trust a man from a very early age.
Our grandmothers told us to always be prepared.
To not trust a man.
No.
Always be prepared to not.
To always have. Do you not have an emergency? Hold on, sir. Do you not have an emergency savings account? Do you have an emergency savings?
But let's not.
Don't answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
I'm responding to what you said and not what you're saying.
You about to make me real. You about to make me be real immature and go blah blah blah.
Right? Because the problem is,
answer the question.
I have an emergency savings fund, but here's the thing. But it's not a secret from my wife. And so when the family needs it, we go get it. But don't act like your grandma was telling you to have an emergency savings fund so you can take care of the household. Your grandmama told you to have an emergency savings fund so when your nigga act a fool, you can bounce. And that's two different things.
So let me speak to this. That's because, and I'm going to be very clear. I do believe you all look at this past like we need to act like our grandmothers and our mothers because you all put rosy colored lenses on. You all look at the past with these rosy akin to white folks. It's very white folks, and this
you gotta
make
back
America.
your mouth. Hold on, you gotta back your mouth away from the mic. It's making you
my very akin to white folks with the "Make America Great Again." Right? It's very similar. It's almost parallel. Right? So there's this "Make America Great Again" kind of thing, and there's Black men like, what? Look, y'all need to act more like your grandmamas. Y'all need to act more like your mamas who came home and cooked and cleaned. But mom and grandma, well, not mom so much, but grandma was a bit stuck and did not have the.
My grandmama was mean.
I
said my grandmama was mean, and I didn't even know the other one. So
you just say your grandmother was mean?
Yeah, my grandmama was mean.
Did you just compare our grandmas to MAGA?
No. Are y'all riding the slow bus? Y'all on the short yellow bus. Quit playing.
Make grandma great again.
Every time I walked in the house, my grandmama used to roast me about how big my head was.
Yeah, you shit on me. You shit on grandma.
My grandmama used to tell me that I look so much like my daddy. She wanted to smack me. So
I'm so sorry you had that experience. But every time I came home, my grandmother had collard greens. My Black grandmother had collard greens, and my Ukrainian grandmother had borscht.
Listen, hold on. Let me bring this into a whole conversation real quick.
I was comparing Black men to white men of MAGA. That was the comparison.
This is the thing. This is why I was laughing when you started addressing it, because what you said ain't got nothing to do with what he said. Listen. What he asked was to men and women. It was about I think he said selective traditionalism. meaning that men want a a submissive wife, but then don't want to do the traditional man duties. And women want to be taken care of, but don't want to do the traditional woman duties. So he was saying he thinks that both genders are practicing selective traditionalism, where they're only choosing what benefits them best. And you do see that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Where they're trying to pick and choose from the old school and then add it to this new school equation to create this new dynamic and trying to sell it to people. But it's very similar to what he said. Like, you just picking the parts that benefit you the most and then getting rid of all the shit that don't benefit you and then hoping you can get somebody to sign up for it. So I do think he has a point with that, but it actually brought me to another question, which is the topic I wanted to discuss with y'all, which is, do you all think that the way traditional dating has been needs to be redefined, being that traditionally the men are the primary financiers of the relationship, considering that women are making more and more money now, don't want to be beholden to a man financially. Women are saying they don't want to date men that make less than them. You have to at least be equal. So I'm saying that traditionally women always prioritize finance, but if the financial game is changing, if economics are changing in this country, and those strict financial standards may be holding you back or severely limiting your dating pool, would it benefit women to rethink the way they traditionally go about dating and looking for a man in regards to finances?
I will say, quite honestly, I do not think I'm the female representative to answer this question.
Oh, that means you're gonna agree with us. That means she's gonna say something that makes sense. Women ain't gonna like. Nah, don't hide that shit. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah, don't hide that shit. Let's go.
Go ahead and disturb your fan base, please.
Yeah, go up.
Y'all know I ain't never scared. I'll speak my truth. I ain't never scared because, again, I want to be very clear. I speak for myself.
Okay.
But no, I say this and that's not the reason because I want to, offend my fan base. It's because I've been married since I was 26, right? So I have not been in this new dating world. I have not experienced it.
True. That's fair.
I want to be very clear. I am also a woman who does believe in submission. As weird as y'all may find that, I believe in submission. I do. I believe, but and you're only called to submit to a husband. You're only called as a woman to submit to a husband. And if you tell me as a Black man, like anything, like you don't believe in God, you don't believe in the Bible, you don't believe in these things, then how am I going to submit to you? Like, you then don't believe in submission. I believe in submission. I actually believe in gender roles. I grew up in a two-parent household. Both of my grandparents' cribs were two-parent households, right? Mm-hmm. I believe there's a man's role and there's a woman's role. And there's nothing more powerful than when a man and a woman, it's like yin and yang, right? We are two complete halves that make a whole. I believe in submission. I believe in those things. I am bothered, though. What bothers me is this idea that men have such an issue courting. Men do not understand how to court anymore.
Is everything our fault?
No, apparently, absolutely.
Joe, it always come back to us, don't it? And no matter what the
first of all, stop. Don't minimize me like that. Don't minimize my thoughts and ideas like that, because I can only speak as a woman. Because on one hand, you all say women are too manly and too masculine. I can only speak as my experiences. I don't experience Black women as a man. You can't hold me accountable for understanding Black women through the lens of a Black man, because I'm not a Black man. I'm a Black woman. And I experience you all as being a Black woman, right? I'm not a Black man. I don't know I have no freaking clue how Black women treat. I ain't even had no damn Black mama. So I don't even know how Black women treat Black men, right?
Okay, you're right. My bad. You're right. So go ahead and tell me what the issue is in regards to Black men and dating.
So we don't court.
From what I see. And I don't have no skin in the game. Understand, I have no skin in this dating game. Right? Okay. I have no skin. I have no reason to be biased. I have no reason. But the issue, first of all, I'm like, how the fuck much are y'all dating? Black men, how much are y'all dating? Like, how often are y'all going out on dates? And how? How, Sway? Like, how much are y'all paying on dates?
Oh, you asking like a real question? You want to speak?
Yeah. So because y'all complain about the money. You all complain about paying.
A long time. How long you been married, Leslie?
It'll be 12 years in August.
So I don't know if Leslie can speak on this. I was a few years ago. I was single a few years ago. So I don't date a lot. But when I date, I was probably spending minimum 200. Because I'm going somewhere. If I'm going on
200 per what? Because that matters. 200 per what?
So
200 per day, 200 per month, 200 per week.
So let me break it down. So typically, when I went on the first date, it was not anywhere. It was out for drinks. My first date was typically just out for drinks. That's typically what I did. Now, mine wasn't to avoid spending money. Mine was to avoid wasting my time. When I was a young man, I dated a lot of women who did not have great conversation. You'd be sitting there over dinner, and it felt like an interview. Like if you weren't asking her questions, she didn't talk. I find that boring, and I didn't like having to sit over a whole dinner and wait for this boring ass chick to finish her fucking meal when I was ready to go a half an hour ago. So with drinks, you ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? When she finished her drink, we can end this shit. If it ain't no vibe, I ain't got to sit here through the rest of this dinner with your ass. So that's why I used to do that. But when I did take a woman out, I'm typically going to a nice restaurant from taking her out. Because if I'm going out and getting dressed and fly, I want to go somewhere nice for me too. And she going to enjoy going somewhere nice with me. So I was probably spending about 200. 200 or better. I'm just spending because most restaurants, you going somewhere nice, it's going to cost you at least 200. And go to a decent restaurant. So 100 up.
And I would say even when I was dating, before I got married, like I didn't have, and I can say this from a perspective of like, I have a lot of female friends, you know what I'm saying? And so I had friends who was like, let me see who I can call to take me to dinner tonight, right? But for me, right, you know what I'm saying? So that exists, you know what I'm saying? So let's
nice little punch. Nice little punch. It does.
But,
it does exist.
You know what I'm
not gonna lie.
But for me, when I would go out on dates, it was about creating an experience, but it was an experience that I was enjoying as well, right? So I got to a certain point in my life, and as I started making more money, well, like, if I want to take a chick to the theater, you know what I'm saying? I don't like sitting in the back. So we gonna have, front row seats because I'm gonna sit in the front row when I'm there by myself. You know what I'm saying?
It's a horrible date.
Huh?
A theater is a horrible date for a woman you don't know.
I mean, but for me, it was because
can I tell you all where I would want to go? Like right now, if I were single, where I would want to go for my first date, and this is why I'm not a good person for this question.
Where?
Starbucks. I would want to literally meet at Starbucks. I'd want to meet at Starbucks.
But see,
let's go to Starbucks and let's just go sit in the park.
But I also think too, it depends on what I think. Like a woman who will go to Starbucks on the first date wants to experience or get something different out of the interaction than the woman who wants to go to a restaurant, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think that also, like, so for me, if I'm saying, so it depends on like how many phone conversations we've had.
Right.
It depends on like where we met. So if there's some familiarity, you know what I'm saying? Like it just depends on all these other factors that says like, so like again, so Lance, to your point, like I took a chick on like our first date to go see Mary Poppins at like Cadillac Palace, right? But I took her to the theater, right? But you know what I'm saying? But we were in grad school together, so we had classes, we had interacted, you know what I'm saying? So I knew a little bit about her. There was always a little bit of chemistry there before that, you know what I'm saying, like that being our thing, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like I could roll with a Starbucks, and it's interesting because I think in some communities, this is where I messed up, like because I went to a grad school on the north side. Most of the women were white, right? And so
wait, repeat that, Mr. Thug Life.
I went to grad school on the north side.
Okay.
So this is what calmed down my thuggishness.
So there was Thug. Let me sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
There was Tupac. There was Thug Life.
There was Thug Life. You know what I'm saying? Before I got to the North Side, and it helped calm
from Inglewood to North Side.
From Inglewood to Albany Park. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna write that. That's gonna be me and Isidore's song, Inglewood to Albany Park. Anyway,
wait. Isidore is in Naperville too?
No, he's from Ohio. He's from like the west side of Ohio. That's right.
He is from Ohio.
But the point. So, and one of the things that I realized, because like for me, because Starbucks wasn't a date, until I got to the north side, and I would be like, yo, hey, I'm running over to Starbucks. You want to come with me? And then the next thing you know, it's getting around like the seminary, like, man, Leslie asking girls out on dates. And I'm like, nigga, I just said I was going to get some coffee. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's also like a cultural aspect to it, you know what I'm saying, to it as well. Because I think because of the way that we view dating, like dating has to be this big, like you get G'd up, she get G'd up, he pull up in the car.
Y'all being nice. Listen,
I don't want none of that. I don't want to get dressed up. I want to wear jeans and a t-shirt.
Let me pardon my ugly real quick. We gotta introduce a reason that nobody really wants to say. Because every nigga that trying to talk to you don't think you worth his dollars. He might just be trying to bone you. So a lot of these complaints that women have about niggas not taking them out, he don't want to take you out. He don't think he need to take you out. He don't think you worthy of being taken out. He just trying to come up on some ass. But nobody really wants to say that.
The goddamn 70s didn't teach y'all nothing. So pimps didn't teach y'all nothing.
But let me throw the monkey wrench because I've also been on the other side of like when trying to date a woman and all she want is physical intimacy, right? So it ain't just about the dudes. Like women be out there just want to smash too.
But that happens. But I'm just saying
it happens a lot.
It happens a lot. It definitely happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip on that.
Women ain't hunters because they don't gotta hunt. A woman who if a woman won't dig, it ain't nothing but a phone call away. It's a text message away. Women ain't gotta hunt for no.
Which is let me say the irony in y'all calling women ugly, because every ugly woman got like 6 niggas she could call. Like
that don't mean she's not ugly.
What you
women?
Women
not ugly.
But ugly is subjective. Ugly is subjective. Even ugly women got six.
Women,
she's still ugly.
Women hunt differently though. Here's the thing, because women
don't need to hunt.
Yes, they do though. Yes, they do.
But it's still niggas who want. It's still niggas who want.
Right, because here's the thing, because women have like that emergency dude that if everything is dry, they can call him. They got that one person. But the thing is, they got their eye on somebody else, right? And so they hunt is how I'm gonna get dude that I actually want to get into my web.
Listen, G.
And if he don't come, then I got dude that's already like locked in the next. Man,
for dick.
Yes, they
do. Wait. I missed it. What? Wait. Women
do not hunt for dick. They may hunt. No, listen, bro. They may hunt.
Which brings us to our next topics: women in their 40s. Which brings us to
what I'm saying. You got
women in their damn 40s.
Let me clarify.
Clarify that.
Women, if they're hunting, she's looking for a man. If a woman won't dick, all she gotta do, listen, bro, all she gotta do is say so. Joe, if you a single man and a chick halfway attractive come up to you in the club and let it be known that she want to fuck tonight, 99% of men are going. She ain't got to hunt for nothing. All she got to do is find a dude and let that dude know.
But here's the thing. But what I'm trying to explain to you, there's a difference between
women. There go men trying to speak for women. When I say as a woman, I cannot speak for men.
I don't disagree.
Women hunt for the nigga they want to go.
That they want. Because the dude that'll smash on the spot ain't necessarily the dude that she wants.
But you didn't hear what I said.
Correct.
And it ain't even always about relationship. It might just be. I'm gonna tell you this. I remember one time, long story short, like this flirting with me for months and months and months and months and months. Finally bring her back to the crib. We make out. We didn't even have sex. We make out. Next morning, she wake up like, dude, I've been wanting to kiss you for 6 months. And then she got up and left out, and I ain't never talked to her again. Like women.
Nothing is universal.
That's something that you can't kiss. That means you can't kiss.
No, that means that means she got what
that
she
means
wanted.
She ain't like that kiss, dude. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's what I definitely sound like. Yeah, really did. She had you. She been wanting to kiss you.
She imagined that shit for 6 months and then got it. Thoroughly disappointed.
Because women hunt too. Women hunt too. Just even like when I was celibate, like women used to just.
Hold on, you're not hearing what I'm saying. They don't have to. Men are too fucking easy. If it's just dick, she ain't got to hunt for dick, dog. She can get that easy as pie It ain't nothing. It ain't. Listen, a woman can get dick from a man easier than she can get anything else from him. Before she can get money, assistance, advice, she can get the dick. You is not gonna tell me women hunting for dick. No, if they want dick,
no,
stop.
We're hunting for the dick we want. We're hunting for the dick
right. Because you assuming that all penis is created.
Do you have to hunt for that?
Yes.
What's the hunt?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me stop. Tell me what the hunt is. Break it down to me. How are you hunting for dick? What are you doing?
I can't tell you our secrets.
There's no secret.
I'm not about to break girl code and let y'all know what we do.
It's not hunting. You see a dude over there at the bar that you like, you attracted to him. That's the dude you want to bone. If you want to bone him, just let him know. You ain't got to do nothing more. You ain't got to talk him out his draws. You ain't got to wine and dine him. You ain't got to promise him nothing.
That doesn't mean we're not hunting. That does not mean just because our hunts look differently. Just because our hunts look differently does not mean we're not hunting. We may not hunt the way we do. Our pick is the hunt. Our pick is the hunt.
That's not a hunt.
Tomato, tomato.
I'm not respecting that as a hunt.
Tomato, tomato, potato.
Leslie, I'm gonna ask Leslie. Leslie, if you can walk into a
club, Leslie is on my side.
No, what I'm asking Leslie is this: would you consider it hunting if you could walk into a club and basically tell whatever you woman wanted that she wanted to sleep with you, knowing that 99% of the women would say yes? Would you call that hunting?
Say that again. Rephrase that.
If you could walk into a bar,
no. Don't try
let me finish. This is what I'm saying. Women can do. This is what I'm saying. Women can do. If you can walk into a bar, knowing that if you walk up to a woman in there and let her know you want to sleep with her, 99% of the women in the bar are going to say yes. Do you consider that hunting?
No.
So I'm saying that women, for the most part, all they want is dick, can just let a man know they want sex, and most men are going.
But here's the thing, though. The women don't want the 99 that's going to say yes. They want the one that don't seem like he going.
The one who don't make it that easy. The one who don't make it that easy.
That's what y'all doing. Y'all looking for a challenge.
And we want the one that all 3,000 other bras in the club want to.
So you just looking for sex. We're not talking about a man, and you want a challenge. That's what you're telling me.
We still want to find dude for sex. We don't want Uncle Romy in the club for sex. We don't want the old dude in the club.
Listen, this is why the body count conversation really matters. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a man. I go out for the night. I'm hunting for sex. Do you think that a nigga who hunted for sex is looking for a challenge if he trying to fuck tonight? That's what men do. They go. So you tell me women who looking for sex, she left her house, she went to the bar, she want to find, she's looking for a challenge.
The appeal for a woman is to be able to get the dude that all the chicks ain't had already.
That's the appeal for a man.
Nah, nigga, cause the chick that say yes the night that we meet him, as soon as you hit, you're gonna be like, she probably didn't did this with every other nigga at the same. We don't think about that too after the fact, Lance.
You're of the belief that women value exclusivity in the same way or as much as men?
Do women value exclusivity? Women value exclusivity far more than men.
They value it.
Joking. You got.
Would men ever be in monogamous relationships?
That gotta be a joke. You try to be funny. You said women.
Wait, define exclusivity. Define. What do you mean? Okay, then we must be talking two separate languages.
My bad. I used the wrong word.
Because would a man ever be in a monogamous relationship?
I used the wrong word. Wrong word.
Thank you.
Not what I mean. Not exclusivity.
Okay. Because you was just about to get buried. For real.
Dead wrong.
The nerd of me was about to be evoked.
Yeah, I'm dead wrong. That's not the word I meant. That's not the word I meant at all. The word I'm looking for is and it's slipping my mind. God, it's when no, hold on. No, it is.
Nigga, that's because you're talking out your neck. That's because you're talking out your neck. That's all.
It is exclusivity, but it's not in terms of a relationship. What I'm saying is men like women who haven't been with very many men. Men like women who are hard to get. Men like women who are
only for relationships.
Hold on.
That's only for relationships.
Oh, so you telling me dudes don't want to nail the chick that nobody else can bone?
They want that too. Let me say they want that in addition. They want that. Men will bone anything, but they will wife. They will woman. They will make the woman.
Right. If I'm going to the ice bar and I'm trying to get down, I'm trying to go to path the least resistance.
That's what I said.
Right.
Are y'all listening?
No, because you are conflating two different things.
No, I didn't. I said if a man is just looking for sex, he is not looking for a challenge. And I said I don't think women who are looking for sex are looking for a challenge. Therefore, if you're just trying to get sex, you're not trying to get the chick or the dude who turning down everybody that make it look like it's gonna be hard tonight. Who does that? That's dumb.
It.
I think it's an ego thing though, because I think that women like the challenge because it also makes them feel it boosts their ego.
And they just looking for sex. That's it.
Not they just looking for sex.
If we're just if we're just looking for sex, we have the 5 dudes saying
you got the 5 dudes already.
We got the 5 dudes in our context.
We can tell you what you're telling me is you are leaving your house. You and your girls going out in your mind. You already got it in your mind. I'm finna give me some.
Understand? We categorize. We got the nigga who will buy us drinks. We got the nigga who will buy us all drinks. Right?
Hold on, I want to ask you a question. I'm putting you in a situation. You and your girls going out. Mm-hmm. You've made it up in your mind. You finna get you some dick tonight. Some new dick. Mm-hmm. You're going out to the club. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that out at the club, you're trying to get the nigga that look like he gonna be hard to get?
I'm trying to get the nigga I'm attracted to.
That's what
I'm trying to get the nigga I'm attracted to. But the nigga I'm attracted to, listen, the nigga I'm attracted to is probably the nigga every broad in this club is attracted to. He ain't nigga like, come here, girl. He ain't that nigga. Like, I ain't attracted to that nigga.
And you think that man is hard to fuck?
Can I add this?
That nigga has options. That nigga has options.
And
that nigga has options.
And because he has options, he not buying everybody drinks. He not hopping from chick to chick to chick. He probably just chilling.
How many men that are regular ass niggas do you think got options enough that if a chick offering him pussy tonight, most men taking that, G, unless they got a chick waiting for him, which is very possible.
But here's your flaw. Now you just stated the flaw in your argument. You just stated the flaw in your argument, and this is where our communication differs. Because our hunt, listen, because the woman's hunt is not walking up to a dude saying, "Hey, I want to fuck tonight." That's not our hunt. That's not our hunt. Our hunt is to walk up and get you to flirt and to get you to see our vibe and to get you to, like that's our hunt. Our hunts look different, right? We're not walking up to a dude like, hey, dude, you want to fuck? That's not us.
I didn't say you got to be flagrant and crass. Listen, I've had women who want to sleep with me, let it be known. And they didn't have to do a whole lot of fucking talking. When I want to sleep with a woman, especially take her home, I got to bring my A game unless I'm going for a straight bust down. This is how the average man.
Listen, and our hunt and a woman's hunt is to get you to feel like you need to bring your A game.
You're not getting turned down. What are you hunting for? You're not getting turned down. The average man is not turning you down. If you want to listen, if you have a woman, you're trying to take him home. The average, nothing's universal. Nothing's universal. I'm saying the average man is not turning down a woman who's giving him clear signals. She want to go home tonight. Y'all got to stop talking crazy. The average dude is going with little to no push. What are you talking about? That's what he want to do anyway.
I don't think. Do you have sisters? Do you have? I'm just asking generally. Do you have sisters?
I can tell.
I can tell.
But I just.
Are you an only child? Are you an only child?
I'm wrong there. No. I done been around women trying to get. I done had women who trying to take me home. And they had to put no work.
It's not the same. Our hunts are and our objectives. Let's be very clear.
And here's
our hunts and our objectives are different.
Here's why
women are in it for the long game. We're hunting for the long game. Y'all are hunting for tonight.
We have the same conversation. We're talking about people who are looking for sex for the night, not relationships. So you're not hunting for the long game.
That's my point. Right. Then we're not hunting. All women are going to do then, in that case, is call one of the 5 goofies in our contact list.
That they know is going to give them what they are, because they going for the secure what they know. If
we're hunting, our hunts look different.
Said 10 minutes ago that when women just need sex. They don't need to hunt. That's how this whole they don't need to hunt.
No, but I think what you're missing, bro, is that like, because they have the 5 dudes in their phone, that gives them the freedom to roam because they're trying to be challenged by something else.
I agree to disagree because
Right.
I've been around
Leslie,
enough.
You
I
have
used to
sisters.
work in the clubs.
You have sisters.
I used to work in the clubs for 10 years. I was a bouncer. I was around these scenes that we talking about for a living. On top of the fact, I was a club head growing up. I know what it looks like when a woman is letting a man know she want a bone and she ain't got to do much.
Sir, let me be very clear. Let me be very clear on this. Hold on. Let me when nobody in this club seen more than me. Nobody was in this clubs around our age.
So you telling me you want to sleep with a dude? You got to do some work. You got to work, huh? To let this man know you want him to do.
No, I'm talking about hunting. Listen, no, you're missing the point of women hunting for the one they want.
That's not a
right. That is our hunt. That is our hunt.
Okay.
My point is that a woman's hunt and a man's hunt look different. You keep trying to make a woman's hunt a man's hunt.
Because a man's hunt includes talking to a bunch of women and finding which one gonna give him a go.
Who just said this might be light skin privilege?
Do you understand? Do y'all understand a man hunt? You know what a man hunt look like? I tried to holler at 10 women in the club tonight, and I got action from 2. That man is hunting. He is looking around at targets. He's trying to get something. A woman who wants to sleep with a dude, how many dudes you think she got to approach and flirt with the intention of taking him home before she find one that's gonna get to go?
And all I'm saying is
that I'll ask the question: how many men do you think this woman would have to approach before she could find one that was willing to take her home? A decent looking woman.
One. It only takes one. But
the fuck are you talking about?
Because the point that I think that we both are trying to make is they don't want that one.
Nigga, what's the hunt? It's a one-shot kill.
I can go to 95th and Ashland. I can stand on 95th and Ashland and stand on the bus stop and say, hey, nigga, you want to fight? Like, I can do that.
One-shot kill. The dude she wants. She lets him know they going home. She was hunting.
Do anything for a woman's ego to go after the nigga that ain't gonna give her no challenge.
We disagree on what hunting is. That's where the disagreement lies. Y'all think hunting is a woman in her mind looking around the club, figuring out what dude she want, and then picking him. That's not what hunting is to me. Hunting is you trying to get at a bunch of different women, hoping one is going to take you up on your offer.
Nigga, that's picking low-hanging fruit.
No, nigga, you got to holler at the baddest chicks in the club.
Pick low-hanging fruit.
If I holler at
the five,
let me tell you when I got the most
in the club, that's low-hanging fruit.
Let me tell you when I got the most action in my life.
What they got to do with the conversation?
This is everything about to do with the conversation. I got the most action in my life when I was celibate. When for 5 years I wasn't having sex, and like chicks would come at me because they wanted to be the woman that could get me to break my celibacy. Women want a challenge.
Wait, stop, pause. Whoop. Let me press the pause button. Why? No, so, I'm on your side. Why?
I'm on your side, Queen. Let's
you want to be celibate? I just gotta know. I'm sorry. I gotta know. Why did you opt for celibacy?
Why did I opt for celibacy?
At his celibacy? Did that make you chuckle? Damn, why she chuckle with your celibacy, G? Damn, that shit. Look at she getting a hearty laugh at that shit, Joe.
We just I didn't know that was gonna derail the conversation. Like I was trying to bolster her point.
Yeah, I want to know now. I want to know why a man been celibate. So she dying in this bitch. Look at her. That's some unimaginable shit, huh?
Why did you opt for celibacy?
You can't think of not one reason why you would be celibate. That's what got me rolling. That's why she laughing. She's like, one fucking reason. In her mind right now, she's like, wait, but this nigga ain't want no pussy.
Why did you opt?
I know why you were, but she got me fucking crying.
No, man, I had a bunch of reasons.
Okay,
man.
All right, okay. Research, okay. So I understand are you a pastor?
Yes, I am. And
they got you rolling too. He unpassed the light.
we might need to redefine what it means to be a pastor though.
No, not on my podcast. We ain't.
Wait, stop, because I really want to come to your church.
I'm not.
Your mother might went to his church.
Can I visit your church, please?
Anytime.
Wait. Okay, what
his church
what
all
denomination
white.
is?
It's a evangelical covenant. It's predominantly white. We got some. It's some of us.
That's why I said your mama might have been there.
Let me be very clear. My mother was an immigrant. My mother
was Ukrainian, right?
Let me be very clear. My mother did not like white American women. My mother did not feel like she fit in.
Like white.
Immigrant culture is very different than white American culture, and only if you are a child of immigrants do you understand that. My mother, to be very clear, being Ukrainian is actually very parallel to being black. They're the niggas of Europe. They really are.
Really?
Yes. Look at the war. Yeah.
I don't know. You educating me. I don't know anything about that. I have no idea.
Yes.
First time that.
So what's funny is that my mother did not get along with white American women. Actually,
I don't want to get into that. I just thought it was fucking hilarious that she was.
Yes, but back to your church. I'm sorry. Back to your church.
This shit tickle her to motherfucking death. God damn it. But listen, I ain't want to go into that. We can disagree to disagree. I think y'all crazy. I don't think y'all crazy. I think we have distinct.
Who just said they act like they know European women?
We got different ideas of what hunting is.
Okay, back to hunting. No. Can we just talk about the church for a second with Leslie?
Go ahead. I see you want to get into this. Go ahead. You got it. Your floor is yours.
Can I ask how you're a pastor and in this group time?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Jesus hung out with the prostitutes and tax collectors. You know what
PMU is? God. Oh, no. You just ready to discourage my people like that. We the prostitutes in the what? What is this? I know y'all just heard this motherfucker.
Wait. Because I started, let me be very honest. I started to make a very smart comment about you being the shepherd when you posted that post about creating your excuse my ugly. Or what was it? Excuse my.
You are not going to talk about my people this way.
No, man, you love PMU. No, seriously though. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. I just don't feel like being a pastor means that I have to like be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I have to be perfect, or I have to like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I was human, you know what I'm saying? I was a thug before I started pastoring, you know what I'm saying? And
that's
you wasn't no damn thug. If you don't stop
let me tell you who you were. Let me tell you who you were real quick. You was the protected nigga in Inglewood. If you grew up in Inglewood, you was the one dude, your mama kept you indoors, did not allow you to go outside.
So you were sheltered, G.
No, I used to kick you.
I think she called you soft.
I think she called me. She don't even know.
And you was the one nigga on the block that everybody else was like, nah, leave that nigga alone. Leave him alone. That's who you were. And you moved to Naperville. No,
I only been in Naperville for like 3 years. No, that's kind of true.
You live in Naperville and you're a pastor.
But what
you're a pastor.
But I'm pastoring in Naperville.
She judging the fuck.
She really is. I'm pastoring in Naperville.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I wanted to be a part of like a reconciliation movement. You know what I'm saying? And so like my church initially was supposed to be a church that wanted to be multi-ethnic and then like work towards social justice and things like that. In Naperville.
I am loving this whole line of questioning.
So that's a whole, but you know, but like for me, because part of it, like I came to PMU, like my homegirl Tiffany invited me to the group. So I know a good number of folks in the group, you know what I'm saying?
Bearfield.
Yeah, Tiffany, yeah, Bearfield, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like this all my people from NIU, you know what I'm saying? Like folks from Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? Chantel, Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? Love. So, you know what I'm saying? For me, like I don't feel like me being a pastor means that I have to like
she treat you like Russell Wilson,
right? Like I don't feel like me being a pastor means that I have to be like untouchable or like I have to be like perfect or not real. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to like, you know, for the most part carry myself.
Let's go to the subject where a pastor's guidance is needed.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you know, my mother was a cop. My mother was CPD, and my mother was a cop in Inglewood.
Really?
At that station on what is it, 61st?
Third and racing.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
I was there all the time.
I used to live right on 61st and Loomis. My daddy church is right on the corner. So
we
right
know you gangster. We got it, G.
You a pastor and you're a pastor's son too?
Yeah.
Nah, it make more sense to you.
No wonder why you think mint condition is the best.
And my daddy would.
It all makes sense now.
My daddy wouldn't let me listen to Mace when I was growing up. I had to sneak and listen.
Yo,
to Mace.
what the fuck is up with you with Mace and Mick?
And Ray J.
This man likes. This man got the wildest likes, G. Like the people that he
because you were sheltered because your mama didn't let you outside to play, did she? Your mama did not let you outside.
You know what?
Real Mace and Ray J. Listen, fam. Well, I want to hear no more music takes from you no more, and I don't want to shit on Make Edition because I love it.
And can I ask you? Are you a musician? Do you teach music? If I heard, that
I don't teach music, but I sing. I used to have a group. I used to
sing. Go ahead, and sing.
Sing and act.
Sing something.
This ain't the platform for me to sing.
Come on, yes it is. Come on.
We good. No.
The
acoustics ain't right. The acoustics ain't right. That's all. But hold on, listen. I want to.
If you can sing, you can sing anywhere and anything.
Oh, we only got a little time left. Let me get a hold on the show. We only got a little time left, and I do want to get to these two subjects because
okay. Next subject. Let's go.
So, question, because both of y'all are married and I'm engaged. What is the appropriate hug from the opposite sex for a person in a relationship? And I asked this because I seen two women on the pod. I don't know what the pod was saying that if a woman gives their husband the 2-arm hug, it's a fucking problem. That shit better be the 1-arm half hug, like this. But if she embracing her husband like a hug, yeah, that's a problem. What y'all say? Inappropriate?
Where did this topic come from? Is what even when you said the thing, like where did this topic come from?
I just told you, two married women were on a podcast, and she said if a woman hugged her husband like that, she would find that inappropriate thing. She bogus. I'm asking, do y'all agree? Do y'all think that's an inappropriate hug for a woman to be given to a married man, or vice versa? Either way it go.
I think it depends on also the woman's relationship with the man and with the woman, right? So I think that there's certain women that can give me a full hug and my wife not gonna trip. And I think it's certain, chicks she gonna be like, but the thing is like kind of with the pastor thing.
I saw you a pastor. That's what I'm saying. So you get all the church
right.
coochie.
And so I had to
tell us about the church coochie you get that's thrown at you.
That's
what I want to hear about.
That goes back to the years of celibacy.
You can't ask that man this. You can ask him what pussy. Joe, she wild as hell.
Yeah,
can we have? I want to have real talk. I want to have real talk. I am fascinated by you being a pastor. I am fascinated by.
Hey, dog, plead the fifth. She's trying to get you fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I had to realize that like I can't give everybody. I don't be giving frontal hugs because like I had to think about how much how the things that I do and how I interact with women in particular, you know what I'm saying, give off a certain perspective. So I can understand that approach, you know what I'm saying? Because there was a time in my younger pastoring where, I would be like, oh man, sister so-and-so, you got your haircut that looks great. And next thing you know, because her husband hadn't noticed that she got a haircut, now it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so I had to realize that even the way that I interact with women, you know what I'm saying, from hugging to giving compliments to pastoral counseling, all of that stuff had to you know what I'm saying, change. So I can see the hug thing because it's all about perception.
My fiance said she would have a problem with it. She said she don't want no woman coming up to me giving me no 2-arm hug like that. I never thought about it ever until I heard that conversation. Yeah, she said she think that's disrespectful for a woman to, or again, a man either, to be giving those type of hugs to a person who's in a relationship or married. It should be more casual, friendly, 1 arm, not the big embrace. You disagree, huh?
I'll say in June it'll be my 19-year anniversary. I have been married for 19 years. Thank you.
If a woman came up to your husband and was like, I don't know what your husband's name, hey Harold, and give his ass a big ass motherfucker, you be good with it? Not the sexual.
Right. So for when I don't give a shit about a hug. And me and my husband are both huggers. For me, a hug is based on I love, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. We haven't seen each other forever. Like that's what a hug is based
I
on.
thought so too, but my wife told me that. I mean, my fiance. I was like, I respect it. I guess. I mean, I've asked some other women. They said the same thing. Like, yeah, that's too much. Chicks be doing too much.
Let me tell you what men do that's a bit too much. So men will go into hug. Here's where you know the difference. Men go into hug and you'll hug and then you'll come. It's more like when you come out the hug, y'all will stay there and linger there and like hover over her. And I'll back up like, hold on.
Then it sounds scary. Fuck.
So I don't hover because most of the women I hug be taller than me. I just want to
How tall are you?
Well, if I got on Tim's, I'm like 5'10".
Ain't nobody asked you about no Tim's on. What it was? 5'7".
Are you a 5'10" preacher in Nashville?
I'm taller than Raphael.
That ain't no compliment.
You're a fair size. I think
that ain't no accomplishment. Ain't taller than Raphael.
Wait, how tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6 feet, 6'1". I'm 6 feet, 6'1", one around there, one in the middle somewhere. I ain't too tall. I'm decent.
If I put on heels, I'm about 6 feet.
So let me ask y'all this. So you a pastor, so I don't know if this has ever came to you situation. I know it's where you gonna go because you're a pastor in this situation. So your 17-year-old son, who's already sexually active, he's already sexually active. Tells you
Let me turn into mama mode.
He slept with his teacher. What you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna be serious for a second, right?
Can I just say for the record, I have a 17-year-old son. My son is 17.
Hey, go ahead. Let Leslie get his out. What you gonna do?
Because here's the thing, right? Because I've been in this situation, right? I've probably shared this in different spaces, but like I lost my virginity to one of my best friend's mothers when I was 15 years old. And
wait. Repeat that. You what?
I lost my virginity to one of my best friend's mothers when I was 15 years old.
Wow.
Wait, Mr. Pastor. Repeat that one more time, please. I gotta process this. What?
The first time
you were 15.
I was 15. My best friend's mother was 33. And that was who my first year of sexual experiences with. You slept with her almost.
It wasn't a one-time thing. It was the ongoing. Damn.
It was every day for about a year or so before we stopped. And she started telling the older ladies in the neighborhood. So like my first 4 sexual encounters were with women that were over 30. I didn't start dealing with girls my age till I got to Northern.
Hold on, G.
So we need a moment of silence on that.
Yeah.
The old chicks in the neighborhood was passing you around.
Yeah.
At 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And where in Inglewood?
That's
Inglewood.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I'm so sorry. And I'm being dead serious. I'm not even being funny.
And so
I'm not even being funny. I'm so sorry.
And the reason why I'm being a little bit serious right now, right? Because I didn't really realize how much that messed me up until I got older. Because I think that like, you know what I'm saying, like amongst men, you know what I'm saying, we kind of use it as like a badge of honor, you know what I'm saying. And I remember like, you know what I'm saying, like all my boys was having sex. I was a virgin. They were talking about me for being a virgin. And my boy mama came on me like my daddy was he went at the crib. She's like, your daddy at home? I'm like, nah. She came in and just knocked me down. And then like I was standing in my window every day till she got home. And if my daddy wasn't home, I wave her over and we do it. And so you know what I'm saying? And I realized that one, it affected how I looked at women for a very long time. 2, I think it affected my ability to connect with women because I didn't understand my value outside of like my sexual performance, right? Because not only did I like lose my virginity to a 33-year-old woman, but like again, she passed me around, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like I get attention from being good, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so that was also like my way to get relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool, I'ma have sex, she gonna want to be with me. So I also didn't understand like casual sex, right? So it messed me, and it wasn't until I want to say I ended up going to counseling for the first time when I was like 27 or 28. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, conversation around sexual assault and blah, 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 and statutory rape and things like that. Like that stuff didn't mean anything to me until my therapist was like, Joe, you were assaulted. Your parents didn't protect you. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I think that, like, to your question, for a 17-year-old kid, I'm not encouraging my 17-year-old son to have, sex, because with an adult woman, because I understand the long-term ramifications that it will have, not only on his self-esteem, his ability to love and interact with women. It's just not healthy. You know what I'm saying? And so that's not something I would encourage. And I don't know that I would like go as far as like, reporting the shorty to the cops, but I'd probably run up on the teacher and be like, hey, leave my damn kid alone.
Well, why not? Why? This is for the life of me what I don't understand. Why are you not going to report that to a cop? It's rape. It's rape.
And you know what? And it might just be because there's probably still things that I need to deal with. Because I look at like I don't think that I would want any of the women to go to jail, right? Because
if a woman belongs in jail, she belongs her ass in jail. Yeah. Her ass better start learning how to braid hair.
And maybe it's Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the double standard. And this was my argument on that post. It's the double standard that men look at pussy as a reward at all cost, right? And there is honor in the belief that you have received a reward, right? Mm. Like somehow you got this old woman's coochie, but it's rape.
And the crazy part about it, right?
And there's no protection for Black boys. There's the double standard is actually
right.
We don't protect our Black boys.
And the crazy part about it was like the lady started grooming me when I was 12. And it took me, because I remember, because again, we all, she went to the church, and I remember we were at a funeral, and I was 12 years old, and the lady walked up to me and she pinched me on my butt, and she said, "You're gonna be cute when you get older." And I don't know, I don't know why I was flattered. She's a nice looking woman. She had a bad body, you know what I'm saying? And I just thought it was okay. I never told my parents. I never told nobody about it. I just kind of accepted it. And then she would just like always give me compliments. And so the day, so 3 years later when she attacked, I was already ready. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
I think Leslie's situation is obviously terrible, but not the same as the example I gave. Like,
it is absolutely the same.
Wait a minute. No, it's not.
The same.
No, it's not. Leslie just told you he was groomed. He knew this woman. He had a relationship with her since he was 12 years old. He was also 15. I said a 17-year-old boy who already fucking. That you know what I'm saying? And don't have a relationship with this teacher. He ain't been groomed. Like, quite possibly, he want to fuck her. Like, he owned that. So I wouldn't lock the teacher up either. What if my 17-year-old was trying to fuck the teacher? That's not rape. No, it's
all I can say to this,
I wouldn't put a woman in jail.
My only response to this this is why God made women. This is why God made women in
jail because she wanted to sleep with a 17-year-old boy that was sleeping.
You wouldn't put a woman in jail. Hell no. Fuck yes. If there was a grown-ass woman fucking my 17-year-old son,
yes,
and I don't know, but in that post I can't remember. Just off the top of my head, I can't remember if we named the age, if we called out the age of that teacher.
What's the difference between 17 and 18?
To be very clear, let me be very clear about this. When I started teaching, my very first year of teaching, I was 22 years old. I was 20 at Kenwood. My very first year of teaching was at Kenwood High School. I was 22 years old, and I was teaching seniors. I was teaching seniors in high school at 22 years of age.
Yeah, so a 22-year-old fucking a 17-year-old need to go to jail for that.
Yes. Yeah. There was no way I had seen myself through 4 or 5 years of college and come back. These motherfuckers was high schoolers to me.
It's a power dynamic.
They didn't see,
I said it's a power dynamic. It's a power and a power dynamic.
We're not talking about a 22-year-old and a 12-year-old. We talking about a 17-year-old, a
I
person.
was teaching seniors. I was teaching seniors in high school. 18. I was teaching damn near half my kids were 18 already.
Okay. So we're talking about a person who is literally 1 year away from being legal, and a teacher who is only maybe 5 years older than this 17-year-old. And you're telling me that this sexually active 17-year-old speaks to the person 5 years older than them, and that person needs to go to prison?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Nah, I wouldn't do that for a man or a woman.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that for a man or at 17, at 14, yes. 17? Fuck no. 17? Hell no.
Because I don't think that there's that huge. I mean, there is definitely some maturity there. So, I mean, but at 17, man, if you look back now on yourself at 17, you know what I'm saying? Which is why there's still certain things that even at 18 we can't do. You can't rent a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't drink.
Yeah, but that I don't honor that, because they say you can't rent a car at 18, but I can go to the military and kill a motherfucker at 18. So which one do you think I should be older to be able to do?
Right, because here's the point. Because at 18, you are still very susceptible to being programmed, and that's what we do in the military. We program you for service.
So my point is, these arbitrary age limits aren't based upon what is good or not good for the age. It's based upon whether or not we could benefit more in that situation. So yeah, we'll let you kill people at 18 because that's to our benefit. You're easier to train, but we won't let you drink till you're 21. See what I'm saying? I mean, based upon what is the right thing to do for people of this maturity and age bracket. That's based on the government.
17-year-old has no maturity. My 17-year-old son, there's not a mature bone in his body. Right? So and I have a very mature 17-year-old son.
If he went out to the club and met a 22-year-old woman and boned her, he tried to holler at her, she should go to jail too?
First of all, for my 17-year-old, what the fuck is he doing in a club with a 22-year-old?
I was in the club. I was trying to get in the club at 17, 18. What you mean? What are you talking about? You think
that's because you 6'2" and 300 pounds, man.
Right.
Fair, stop.
Hold on, y'all. Wait, hold on. I gotta be right back. I'm not even joking, y'all. I gotta pee. I gotta pee badly.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta hold on. I'm gonna be right back. Okay.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, dog, 17. And go ahead. If you gotta go to the bathroom,
I gotta pee badly.
She wants to pause the conversation. We'll pause the conversation.
No. Go ahead and discuss it. I can pick back up. Hold on. I'll be right back.
So I'm not locking up no woman at her for knocking back a 17-year-old. He's 17, 18 years old. You're adult damn near, G. Now we talking younger than that. We talking like 15, 13. Yeah, that's a problem.
I think the psychology behind it though, right, is they like psychologically, our brains aren't developed till we 25. So like we not even really mature until we into our 20s.
I didn't say have a relationship. I said they fucked. What?
Yeah, but you got to think about like how many 17-year-old, 18-year-olds still aren't able. So if you put the sex thing aside, right? Think about like stuff like credit and how like many folks ruin their credit they first year in college.
Fucking Leslie, they already fucking, dog.
I know, but I also think that it's also a power dynamic too. It's a huge power dynamic between a 22-year-old teacher with a degree and years of life experience outside of, you know what I'm saying, this than a 17-year-old kid.
So you think wait a minute, maybe I'm a Neanderthal. Or maybe I just think simply. Because I remember what I was like when I was 17. And if I had a fine teacher, I did not. But if I did, I could definitely see me wanting to sleep with that teacher. So if you telling me the teacher came on to me, she don't need no fucking power dynamic to get me to screw. I'm a man and I want a bone in. Now I ain't saying that can't. I'm not saying a situation can't happen where a teacher takes a student and influences them to do so. I'm not saying that's not possible. But I'm saying, I'm thinking of Lance at 17. If my 22-year-old teacher wanted to bone me, she would need no power dynamic. All I need to know is that she want a bone. Like, that's it. I'm 17. Niggas be nailing ugly bum chicks at 17 just to get their dick wet. A teacher want to screw you. She don't got to manipulate you into nothing.
Camera. Here's my 17-year-old son, right?
What's going on, bro?
Hi.
What's up?
What's happening?
What up, man?
Here, you say what's up. Say hi.
Hello, what's up?
What's going on with you, bro?
going on, man?
He like, Mama, why you got me on camera, man?
I'm on a podcast live.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to ask him the question?
What's the BJ? They want to know. His name is BJ. We call him BJ.
Man, don't put no ideas in this.
Do
young
you
man's
feel
head.
like my son? I talk very honestly to my son. Do you feel like if there were a young teacher at your school, do you have any young teachers at your school that you're attracted to?
Yes. There's a teacher in my school.
He just said yes real quick.
Yeah, not a podcast heating up. Let's go, baby. It's heating up.
If you were to have sex with a teacher that you're this young teacher you're attracted, who's a young teacher at your school you're attracted to?
Don't tell her no
Miss
name.
Epson.
Don't say the name. Don't say the name.
Miss Epson. Miss Epson is the teacher I got into a fight with. Yes, let me say all the boys at his school love Miss Epson, and I got into a fight with her. So
I need a picture. What Miss Epson look like?
Answer the question.
If you were to engage in a sexual relationship with her,
right,
would you feel like it was a rape? First of all, about how old is Miss Epson, do you think?
That's a good question. Definitely like 30s.
She's about young 30s?
Mid 30s.
So if she were about 24, would you feel like if you were to engage in a sexual relationship with her,
she took advantage of him?
That she took advantage of you?
Oh, like she manipulated me into it?
Yes, like she was a predator in the same way that an older male teacher
threatened me into it?
Threatened you into it.
She flirted with him and came on to him like any other girl.
Like seduced you. Yes, absolutely.
Did I mean, at the end of the day, did I consent to it? Like,
he's saying, at the end of the day, did I consent to it? Do you think that you had at 17 with a grown woman? At 17, do you feel like you have the ability to consent to it?
Good question.
Yeah.
Goodbye, BJ.
Goodbye. That's the age of Illinois.
I told you.
But I think the thing, but you gotta take for granted just by virtue of her being a teacher, she's in a position of authority. She's in a position of respect. There's already a certain level of respect.
Okay, let me ask him this question.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was a 22-year-old chick on the street,
yes. Let me ask him this question. Do you feel like you could say no to her?
Yes.
Go back upstairs, BJ. Go back upstairs.
Hey, good job, BJ. That's my man right there. You raised a smart young man. I like BJ. You got a good head on his shoulder.
See, you have to ask him about a teacher that he ain't attracted to. Right. Like the old Spanish teacher. Like my Spanish teacher in high school was bad. Her name was Miss McNally. Her name was Tracy McNally.
See, that's my point.
What high school? Oh, you went to high school in Ohio.
I went to Luther South.
No, he's from Chicago.
What year did you come out of Luther South?
98.
You know Joseph Elzy, Laminza Bay. Do you know them? Lance, what year did you come out of Luther South?
Lance didn't go to Luther South.
You didn't go to Luther South?
No, I went to college with him. I didn't go to high school with him.
Oh.
I went to
Lance, what high school did you go to?
What you went to? I went to Lyons Township. I went to an all-white high school. I went to high school. I went to high school out of district. My mother didn't want me going to my neighborhood high school because my brother and I had the distinction of fighting a lot, but not gang banging. And we were supposed to go to Proviso East. So she was like, y'all fight all the time.
You grew up where? You grew up where?
Broadview, right next to Maywood. Broadview, Maywood, basically the same shit.
You grew up by the zoo.
That's Brookfield, but yeah, that's like 10, 15 minutes away. But
West.
Yeah. I'm you know what Oak Park is?
Yeah, my aunt lives in Oak Park.
Down 290.
I'm in Oak Park all the time. My aunt lives there.
So if you're going down 290, when you get to 17th, that's where Broadview is on 290. Broadview's on one side, Maywood's on the other. But the point is that I was getting to is I'm just saying I definitely understand how a person can be manipulated. I'm not saying a teacher can't manipulate, can't coerce, can't. I'm saying that in a situation where let's say I talk to my 17-year-old, same way you talk to your son, and he say, "Dad, I slept with the teacher," and I'll be like, "Wait a minute, you slept with the teacher? She came on to you?" She's like, "No, I was talking to her. She started flirting with me. Shit, I wanted to go. We went." I'm not being like, "Oh no, she got to go to jail." Now I might be like, she need to be fired. This is not the type of teacher that needs to be around students. But going to jail? Nah, I'm not putting a woman in jail.
So why is it?
Let me tell you very clearly. Not only is she going to jail, her ass gonna get beat. She's gonna get beat down. And then her jail.
Your oldest daughter about to be 17 next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your oldest daughter's about to be 17 next year, and some hot young, computer teacher that all the girls like can she in the same vein be like, man, that he was just fine and I wanted to go?
No.
So why is it different? Why is it different?
Because I'm not like the rest of people. I stand behind that men and women are different, and I do not judge men and women with the same rules and standards. In most situations, I do not judge men and women equally. I know the world likes to make us the same, but Lance does not. Because like I say all the time, the world always trying to make us the same, but we know it's not.
So a 22-year-old male teacher. So a 22-year-old male teacher.
Because we definitely had them at Luther South.
With your 17-year-old female daughter, even though she wanted it.
I would have a problem with my son doing it too. I just wouldn't try to get her thrown in prison. I may try to get her fired.
Would go to prison. But he would go to prison.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Because he's a man. Absolutely. We are not the same way. The same way if I smack my woman and she locked me up, everyone would understand. But you look at me crazy if I tried to lock my girl up for smacking me.
And while I agree that everything can't be equal, I think that we need to protect the sexual development of boys the same way that we do.
I do too, but not at 17, 18, I ain't doing that.
I think it's the same, man.
I don't. I think when younger ages, absolutely.
Can we just pause for a second and understand that I was an educator? Okay, I've been an educator for years, right? And I think the missing link is that you all have not existed professionally inside of school, right? Whereas I have, right? There is, and I'm not gonna lie, there is this fantasy about boys sleeping with teachers, sleeping with the cute young teacher. That fantasy,
absolutely.
In reality, but there's always a difference in fantasy versus reality. And let's be very clear. In reality, that teacher has been prepped and has been through PDs and has been through training about appropriate relationships in cognitive development in teenagers, in alignment with appropriate professional behaviors. That teacher has had massive training and professional developments in that. Let's be very clear. So the fantasy does not always align with reality, because the reality of the shit is that shit is rape, and the teacher knew better. And the teacher knew exactly what she was doing, and the teacher knew exactly what line she was crossing. And the destruction, because she studied it. And the part y'all don't know, if you're not an educator, the part y'all don't know is that teacher has studied the destruction in what she's doing and how she's harming.
I'll just say this. I won't say there's no situation in which I would have a problem with the female teacher on a deeper level, because I could definitely see a female teacher coercing a young man, but I'm talking about a young man who with it. Now, if my daughter was with it, I wouldn't care. I put more of a responsibility on men. And listen, so does society. Society puts more responsibility on men. I give you an example. If two grown adults go out and get drunk together, they drink the same amount of drinks, they can split the fucking bill. If they go home and have sex and the woman says she was raped because she was too drunk to consent, you know what the man can't say? I was too drunk to consent too. He can't say that.
It's
shit.
Apples and oranges.
No. We don't. As a society, we hold men to a higher standard of behavior. A man could not say we were both drunk. I shouldn't be held accountable for my actions. The same way she's not trying to be held accountable for ours. Society ain't trying to hit it. Society.
But you're making my point.
So you're making my
point. We're not protecting our young boys in the same way we're protecting our young girls. You're literally making my point.
I don't consider your typical 17 or 18. I'm not saying he can't be coerced. I would have to know the details of the situation. But if you're asking me in general, no, I'm not going. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. I can see a situation where the boy got coerced. He wasn't trying to go on. The teacher pressured him. Abso-fucking-lutely. But in general, if you ask me 117-year-old kids, 117-year-old boys who slept with 117-year-old teachers, I'm gonna say 90% of them wanted to fuck and was 1,000% with it and didn't need to be coerced into nothing.
But can you say that we to some degree are coerced from the time we can step foot? You know what I'm saying? Like from the time we step foot, coerced into or being conditioned into accepting whatever is thrown at. Like we are basically taught as men that saying no is damn near gay. You tell a woman no,
saying no to some pussy.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So to some degree, we are already being groomed by society to accept this type of behavior anyway. Right. So I think it's another layer, you know what I'm saying, behind it, where like, you know, if we approach, you know, raising men, you know, young, you know, boys and girls the same way, that the conversation.
I don't believe that. That did not.
I mean, okay, but even if it was just with like sex and sexuality, if we approach it the same way,
it's not the same.
But they don't. But they don't necessarily make it right, though.
I never said it makes it right. I'm saying when it comes to sex, men and women, I know all these arguments. We are not equal. There is a reason that men are always trying to get pussy. Men are chasing women. The sexual dynamic between men and women is not a 1-to-1. 99% of the time, women hold all the power when it comes to sex. Men do not. And that's just the beginning of why sex ain't equal when it comes to men and women. There is not very many men who get to call the shot on when they get to have sex, even with your fucking wife. Most men ain't calling the shots on when they get to fuck. Because the answer for when a man want to get the fuck, the answer for a man on sex is almost a universal yes all the time, but not for women. Women let us decide. They tell us when we get the fuck. We don't get to call the shots on when we get the fuck. Women, when they had no jobs, they be fucking all day long. Women do nothing. So
sex just said boys ain't typically so fragile physically and emotionally when it comes to sex.
Also, they might be pursuing. They might be pursuing sexual attention. They own that. Typically, young boys, especially if they fucking already, they are trying to get more ass. That's what they own. That's where their mind is at. I tried to bone older women when I was young. A lot of dudes trying to fuck anything that's giving them an ounce of attention.
And there are plenty of young girls who think dating older men is the shit. It works both ways. Absolutely. It absolutely change. So our boys don't deserve as much protection as our girls.
I never said that. I said I don't judge I don't judge men and women the same when it comes to sex. I didn't say they don't deserve the same protection. I don't judge them the same. It's not a 1-to-1 comparison. Typically, if a young man got raped, it ain't go the same way if a young girl got raped. It don't typically go that way. Typically, young women don't have no physical power over men. That dynamic alone changes shit, because the man will typically have power of physical strength over a woman.
I can agree.
Women gonna be stronger than the dude.
When it comes to predators, black boys, yes. When you're talking about a one-hit rape, right? But when you're talking about grooming is the same across the board.
But that's
right?
different. Again,
little boys can be groomed. Kids. Little girls can be groomed.
But I said them kids. I'm not talking about kids. Kids the same. I said when they get older. That's why I said 13, 12, 14. Them kids. When you 17, 18, Joe, you damn an adult. You probably out in the streets. You driving. You fuck around, got a job. Especially if you already sexually active.
At 17?
I was working at 14, 15. I had a full-time job.
I was working at 14. Not these kids this damn day.
And I was fucking.
I was too.
Fucking.
Yes.
So if my teacher wanted to bone me, it wouldn't have been no rape. I would have been all for it. I would have been all for it. Now, I ain't saying it ain't possible. I'm talking in general.
But your ideology is grounded in the fact girls do not have the same autonomy. And girls don't have the same voice to say that I too want to experience an older man.
I'm not saying they don't.
That's where you're flawed.
I'm not.
But you're saying you wouldn't go for it.
No.
But you're saying you wouldn't go for it.
I'm not.
So if your daughter was like, "Hey, Dad, this old 25-year-old ass English teacher didn't rape me. I wanted him."
Now hear me. I'm not saying women don't. I said I'm talking in general. Nothing's universal. In general, what's the higher probability? So yes, women can chase dudes, women can manipulate dudes. A young woman can manipulate an older man. All these are possibilities, and they can all happen. But we're talking about in general. So I'm saying in general, I wouldn't throw a teacher in jail for sleeping with a 17-year-old boy. Now there are scenarios that exist in which I'd be like, yeah, she might need to be locked up. In general, I'm throwing men in jail for sleeping with a 17-year-old girl for your teacher. In general. Now, details could emerge in which I'd be like, well, shit, he don't deserve to go to jail for that. That's what I'm saying. Nothing's universal. Nothing's universal. But I just think differently when it comes to men and women in a lot of situations, especially in relationships and sex. I know we like to try to make the genders equal. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe that men and women, I believe we think different, we built different, we act different, like our motivations are different from one another. So like the only time I try to make men and women equal, be honest with you, is when I'm trying to show women how they be hypocrites. And I'm just doing that shit just to poke the bear. Because honestly, I'm all for double standards. I support.
Do you think I'm a hypocrite? Do you think I'm a hypocrite?
I haven't seen you speak enough. But when I'm just like me, I believe in double standards for the most part in interpersonal relationships. I believe that most, not all double standards make sense. Oh, I see you, David. That's beautiful. I believe that not all, but most double standards make sense in regards to interpersonal, not women getting paid less in the workplace, not that type of shit. Just interpersonal relationships. They make sense. So only time I really call them out is I personally think a lot of times women will take advantage of every single double standard in their favor and then complain about the ones that are not. So typically that's when you'll see me trying to make the sexes equal. Because I'll be like, well, y'all complain about this, but then y'all take advantage of this. I'll be poking the bear. But in general, if you ask me to be honest, I'm for double standards. I believe that certain shit women should be able to get away with more than men and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Just like a woman talking crazy to a man, I believe in general, a man should just take the L, let her get her shit off and walk off. He shouldn't really engage for the most part. We let women talk for the most part because they ain't got the power over us. So they try to take the power back with y'all mouth. Y'all punching us. That's y'all punch to us. Y'all mouth. Mm-hmm. We let it slide. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things that I think women can get away with. Just like the whole financial thing. I'm not a dude who believes in 50-50. I've never been a dude like, oh, things got to be 50-50 and so on and so forth. But I also don't believe men and women are equal sexually. Now, a lot of people will argue that. So that's why you say I say I treat 17-year-old boys different than 17-year-old girl. Yeah, and I keep kids the same. I treat all children the same for the most part when we talk about sex. Because no children should be dealing with sex. When we talk about active, older teens, 17, 18, 19.
So at what age do you think it's different? Like at what age do you think it's like
at what age do you believe
18 is when you start to enter that, when you start to cross over,
do you know a young man's brain is not developed until 26? Do you know a boy's brain is not worse? It couldn't be worse than at the age of 17 and 18.
Yeah, but at 22 years old, he a grown man to the entire fucking world. And the only person calling him a kid or his fucking mom.
But not cognitively and not emotionally.
No matter. You a grown man to the fucking world. You will pay the consequences of a grown man. Don't nobody care about your cognitive dissonance or whatever you weren't cognitive development at 26. If you're 22, you're 21, you're 20, you're getting treated like a grown man or a woman. No one's going to go to court and be like, well, Your Honor, he's only 23 and cognitively he hasn't fully developed yet, so he shouldn't be held accountable.
I agree, but that's why we're holding the motherfucker who is cognitively developed accountable. The damn teacher who is the professional, who is the adult, who is cognitively developed. We're holding her ass responsible. You're right. My 17-year-old son is not cognitively developed. You're absolutely right.
But he told
You're making my point.
No, right? He told you he could say no to her, right?
Wait, what?
Your son told you he could say no to her.
Because my son had... That is my son.
I'm waving at his daughter. I think that was your daughter. I can't see her face. I think that was his daughter.
My daughter? Who? No, my daughter.
Oh, Leslie's daughter. You ain't see her?
Yeah, I said, is there a baby in the corner? I was like, what baby is that in the corner?
Her head is behind your name.
His name. Yeah, she was over on the other side before. Hi, beautiful. Oh, let's see. What is it? Like 9 something? I should have my bonnet on too.
Yeah, we about to shut it down in a minute, but like I said,
I forgot we're on a podcast. I was just enjoying the conversation.
No, it's dope. It was definitely a dope conversation. You know what I'm saying? I typically don't try to end it on a serious note, but I just thought that was an interesting conversation because I know people tend to get there's varying degrees when people feel about that, especially when you get obviously at the lower ages. I think everybody say it's fucked up, but I think once you get to them higher ages, I think that line gets grayer and thinner. Like once you get around them 17, 18s, for me personally, that line gets grayer and thinner. You know what I'm saying?
And here's why it doesn't for me. We all as adults know that you're not legally an adult till 18. If there's nothing else, we don't fundamentally know, we know that legally you are not an adult until you're 18. And minimally, the very fucking bare minimum, right, is 18. And if I am anything above 18 and the other dude is anything under 18, I know that is legally wrong.
Actually, that's not true.
Or
it's most because actually it's like 17 unless you're in a position of authority.
But a teacher is in a position of authority.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But that's only
correct.
If you're a regular.
Yes, but we're talking in relation to a teacher and a son. Right. I mean, a teacher and.
If I was 17, it definitely would have been rape with me. if my teacher came on to me, goddammit, shit, I'd have been upset if y'all had tried to lock her. Well, lock up my baby. Fuck you talking about? God damn it. I done found love early in life, and y'all gonna lock her up? You bogus as hell. But this might be, high school sweetheart. Fuck you doing?
And let me be very clear. If I was your mama, locking up would have been the least of her worries. Would have been the least of her worries.
I'm telling my teacher, I'm not telling my mama, nobody. I'm gonna keep this all to myself until the day I graduate. Then I'll tell the world. But I ain't telling. I definitely ain't telling my parents.
Mamas find out. Don't play. Mamas.
I ain't tell nobody. My parents still don't know. It was only because Shorty was talking and telling.
You never told them ever to this day? Why not?
No, because the ladies still go to the church. And then
my come give you a hug.
My home and but here's the other thing too. Like real talk, my homeboy.
Hold on, do he know?
No. He can't ever find out because the nigga went to jail, and when he came back from jail, the nigga was big as hell.
Hey, you scared he gonna tell him, and his homie gonna fuck his ass clean up? Hey, you don't want buddy to put them hands on you, G.
I'm on a podcast.
This nigga was one of them dudes. Like when he came back, he's on house arrest. Like you seen in the movies where they be in the front line bench pressing. That's the bench pressing up. That was him.
He got one of them jail bodies. That
nigga arms was big as hell, man. That nigga was big.
He said, "You take that one to the grave."
That one going to the grave with me, Doc.
Look, here's my 13-year-old. Well, she'll be 13.
Hey, what's going on? Hello.
Hey, poo poo.
Wave hi.
They keep looking like, why are you bringing me on here?
She literally is.
Literally
is.
Anyway,
and like mama is whack. She ain't cooked no dinner tonight. We ain't ate.
What you been over there sipping on?
Me?
Yeah, what's that you sipping on? Bacardi? Well, you don't get that 1978 vodka bottle. Who still drink Bacardi?
We stopped drinking Bacardi in 2000.
It's mango
Bacardi in like 95, though. You drinking Seagrams too?
Because remember, Bacardi Lemon and Bacardi Orange was a hit about 99, 2000.
That's back when we were drinking Bumpy Face. Nobody drink Bumpy Face no more.
To be honest, I don't even really drink.
Hey, go and get you some Grey Goose, some Tito's. Go get you a better grade of vodka than Bacardi, baby. You gotta step your vodka game up from Bacardi. That's like vodka 101. That's a step up from goddamn it.
I am probably in the drinking league of like remedial vodka. I need the remedial version.
I'm not a drinker at all. But just get you a nice vodka, get you Grey Goose. That's the top of the line, top shelf vodka. Can't go wrong.
Wait, somebody said this is Bacardi rum. Yeah, y'all don't even know what you're talking about. This is rum. Hold on.
No, rum is dark. That is clear liquor. Ain't no Bacardi rum.
Bacardi does make rum.
But that's not Bacardi rum.
Hold on, this ain't vodka.
That's vodka, ain't it?
See? Y'all don't even know what you're talking about. Trying to diss somebody. Don't even know what you're talking about. Bacardi is rum. Bacardi is rum.
You don't drink that shit.
Wait, so Bacardi O was rum?
Yes. Ain't no Bacardi vodka. Have y'all ever heard of Bacardi vodka?
I ain't no drinker. I could be dead wrong. I told you I ain't no drinker.
Me either.
I know that Bacardi and Absolute
hold on.
and all that shit.
Mr. Pastor. Mr. Pastor, do you drink?
This is when you know it's gonna be some BS when they throw the pastor thing out there first.
This is the last one of the night. We about to shut it down at this. It's already
I drink.
They said Bacardi is rum. It is rum. See,
let me be very clear. I want to say, like, being a Christian does not make, like, my church's motto is being a Christian does not make you sinless. It makes you sin less. That's all.
Yeah, I drink. I mean, I think that there was a time where I stopped. Like, so when I was celibate, I stopped drinking because I needed to get my relationship with alcohol under control because I was probably a borderline alcoholic for a while.
Well, you
and
got a
so
reason to be.
Fiend?
Huh?
He's an alcoholic sex fiend.
Probably both.
So
that goes back to
you got a good college.
Was this prior to you finding the Lord or after?
No, because I found the Lord when I was 10, but I want to say that I started taking my relationship with Jesus more seriously.
Y'all ain't finna get us into no God talk up here. We is not finna get into no
adult.
God talk. It is not.
I am genuinely fascinated.
I ain't even no believer.
I am
so we
genuinely fascinated.
Yeah, you gotta do that on your own time.
Don't say nothing, Leslie. Don't say nothing when I start trolling you about all these God questions.
Hit his inbox up. We don't do religion talk on here because I ain't even no believer.
We need to change it to part of my unbelief.
Pardon. You know we're gonna change.
I'm not an atheist.
Of Christianity.
No,
That's what
I'm not an atheist. Put out there. I'm not an atheist.
You just don't believe in organized religion. I don't
believe in the same type of God you believe in either.
Yeah.
What do you believe in? Now I just want to talk. That's the podcast. I just want to talk. What do you believe in?
We're gonna shut it down because it's getting late. But just to make it simple,
real quick, what do you believe in?
I don't believe in a God that has dominion over human life. I believe basically that God is energy and created the sun, moon, stars, earth, everything around us. But I don't believe God has say so in human life whatsoever. And I think that
free will isn't that
no, because that means God granted you free will. God ain't grant us shit. Okay. He don't give a fuck about people. Like God just create. God, I think God is energy. He's the creator.
So you believe God is the creator.
Yeah.
God is created.
But he doesn't have dominion over human life. He don't have no fate for us, no plans for us. We not praying to God. You just think this is my personal belief. Like
so
God
basically beyond creation, God has no interaction with
right. Exactly. God is the universe.
So you don't believe there's any divine purpose. You don't believe in divine purpose.
No, God is the universe.
So God kind of just created us and was like,
I don't pretend to have the answers. I just don't believe in a God that has dominion over human life.
I'm so not judging. I'm sorry. I was joking, but I'm not judging.
The only reason I say it is because logically you can never explain to me how a God exists. You gotta believe, but logic it don't make sense. So I don't believe in shit that don't make sense. Period. No matter what it is, if it don't make sense, if you can't explain it to me, I don't. You need. But
you believe a God exists. But you believe a God exists
because the Earth, Moon, and stars and stars created, and the Big Bang Theory and all that shit don't explain it for me. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason I believe it, because I studied the Big Bang. That shit don't explain it for me. Because something had to create the fucking stars.
Where did the bang come from?
Yeah. Something had to be the genesis of all this, no matter how it started.
Something banged some shit together, right?
So something created whatever banged together.
Right.
They said the Earth came together from, whatever crashed together, something created that. So there has to be a beginning, a genesis. So to me,
so you believe in the alpha. You believe in the alpha.
I just believe in the power. I believe God is energy, like I said, the universe. That's what I believe God is. But that's it. There is no pray to God. There is no dominion over human life. God ain't never did nothing for nobody, and it never will.
Okay.
That's my belief.
So God's only, in your estimation, God's only intention is to create,
destroy life. Yep.
Create and destroy.
Yeah, create planets, destroy
without
planets,
purpose, without purpose, without intention.
I have no idea what something that powerful purpose could be, and I wouldn't even begin to try to figure it out. No fucking clue. I think a lot of people go to God to explain shit that they can't explain, and to me, that's not an answer. You telling me some shit you don't understand is because of God is not an answer to me. So I don't really get in religious conversations because I think religion is a personal choice. I don't even choose my religion for my kids. My kids are allowed to choose whatever religion they want, and any information they want, I will give to them. I don't believe people should pass religion on to their children, in my opinion. I think it's a personal choice. So everyone should be allowed to make their own choice for whatever is best for them as an individual. You know what I'm saying? And I believe if everyone started off in this world with no religion being passed on to them, and then was allowed to find religion on their own, this world would be a different place. That's just me.
Look who decided to join us.
That's just me. Who is that? I can't
see
this is Tip. Your dog.
One of them.
Your dog, I said, what up? We about to shut it down for tonight. Hey, this
Yeah.
was a dope show. Or a bunch of dope conversations. I appreciate y'all. Y'all did a hell of a job.
I had fun tonight.
I already knew Leslie coming here and act up. That's what he do. But I love your energy you came in with, Natalya.
Thank you.
Y'all both definitely welcome to come back anytime. And we appreciate everybody for checking us out tonight. As always, it's Pardon My Ugly Everything. Facebook, YouTube. I can't talk my mind everywhere. Instagram, Spotify. In fact, we ain't even on Spotify no more because I'm too lazy to upload.
Do we get feedback? Do we get feedback on the night?
When you go into the group, you'll see a bunch of comments. Okay. You got to find the post. It's probably
about so like tomorrow it's not going to be no big old like judgy ass post or feedback or
you never know. It depends on who you offend.
Typically not.
Right.
Yeah, unless you said something crazy and somebody made a post to piggyback up. But typically it ain't too much. The show is actually so much different than the group that I don't think it bleeds over that much into each other because obviously the show ain't as wild. It's not. There don't be no people here fighting and all that shit like that. But the group is a whole other thing. So, but anyway,
I feel like the three of us weren't like Fox News versus CNN. Like all three of us were kind of like all three CNN anchors.
I promise you, I've had people on here who I've had disagreement with. It's never like that. The show is very respectful, comical, laughy, jokey. The group is some whole other shit. But anyway. Time to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Once again, thanks for coming through. And I'm a holler.
Leslie, I'm coming to your church.
For sure. Real talk. I had a couple PMU folks show up. You welcome.
Nice. I'm coming. My best friend actually lives in Naperville.
Oh yeah. Let's chop it up. We can go grab some food afterwards too.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.